Welcome into the Cam Strick Podcast, episode number 215. I feel like dog shit today. Oh, that's usually what you say.
Oh, is that my line?
Yeah, that's what you say. But I do today.
I know.
It's a Monday, man. The Monday blues.
Andy's got that goofy-looking eye thing going, you know, guys, what I'm talking about, and girls, that you have like...
Okay, did you just not include everybody?
I was very inclusive. I might be on that.
Because you know we're all inclusive.
And the children and everybody.
Dogs
no, we're
and
inclusive. Yeah, Andy's like, give me... Yeah, I know. Andy's got the red eye thing going, you know, where like one of his eyes is red. Oh, yeah. It looks really bad. And... I don't think it goes away for a while. I got clear eyes in this mug if you want that, but I don't think it works with that.
Eyes.
Yeah, you plopped a blood vessel.
I have a blood vessel injury.
Yeah, it looks goofy.
I went into the corners, dude. This is what happens when you go into the corners.
Well, he's a warrior. Mm-hmm. He's a good athlete.
Most people couldn't fight through this. Actually, Ty hit me with a pillow, dude. Like one of those round holiday pillows.
Yeah.
And it got me right in the corner of the eye. Like I knew it right away.
And he gets hit by a pillow. He's going to have two black eyes for like 3 weeks.
I thought I was going to have a black eye, actually.
And he keeps sending me stuff at Ty, though, and I like when you do that.
The highlights.
I give you a lot of shit on stuff, but I think a lot of people realize that you chirp me a lot, but when you send me stuff of Ty, I really, truly love that. Mm-hmm. He looked good. He had a nice shot. I just want to give him a little shout. I like giving shout-outs to the kids that I see like that, and I just want to give little Ty a shout-out. He shouldn't be listening. He's too young. I'm a little cray-cray for him. But when he gets a little bit older, maybe he'll go back and listen to a podcast while pumping his tires up.
But my son's kindergarten teacher told him
that
her husband listens.
Oh no, the one where did I chirp him?
Well, no. You haven't chirped him. But your language is just it's not very kindergarten-like, you know.
Well, I'm not catering to kindergartners, you know. If we did, no one would listen, you know.
Well, You never
can't do that.
I wanted to say that the Cam Strick Podcast, as always, is brought to you by Hair Club.
Yeah,
I know what you need.
No, I got some events I got to do. Joey Vitale, me and him are doing an event in January. I got to do a couple things where...
What's the event?
It's for the union workers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember I did
that before.
Yes. But I haven't gone to any Christmas parties. I haven't done anything where I need to not have my hat on. Mm-hmm. And like to dress up or have to actually not wear sweatpants. Yeah. I wear sweatpants every day. I'm the most comfortable person ever in life.
You sit around watching sports all day
Did you see I always post stuff. Kate and I are just laying down. Everything's like that. We don't want to leave, but I have to do some things, and I am very concerned about.
Turn the lights on in your house because you're posting the videos. You're watching. The lights are never on.
Does that not look comfy?
The candles are on.
Doesn't it look comfy?
I want to see a different room of the house. I got that room down. I want to know what else is going on.
You want to see my basement?
Sure.
I did it. There's nothing. We cleared everything out. This is
can
carpeting.
We get another house tour? We haven't had one since you guys closed on it. There was nothing in it. We'd like another house tour.
Kate's done such a good job. I gave her a little shout out.
Is she wearing her Christmas pajamas in that video?
We always do, man.
Do you? You wear those?
I mean, I wear my jammies from First Form.
Yeah, well, those are like sweatpants.
Yeah, but that's jammies, you know.
Do you guys get matching pajamas and put it on a holiday card?
No, Andy. Why do I look that nerdy?
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
No, I know. And people
we did
do
that
with
last year.
I know all you guys do that. I get that. I just don't do it. I don't have kids. We're not going to give a Christmas card out or any of that shit. But I do like when I do get Christmas cards, so I expect one from you and Brody.
Well,
I know you're going to give one with your little puppies. No? Okay.
We haven't sent one out the last couple of years. The wife wants to do one this year. Last year we had the matching pajamas. I didn't. I was like,
how about you be creative?
You're not sending out a damn picture of me wearing some damn pajamas. Some Christmas plaid.
People will get on you. They're already getting on you for a post I posted anyway.
You posted something?
Yeah, about your athleticism take.
Oh, yeah.
And you're taking a little bit of a beating, which is understandable.
No, people agree with me.
You're very
people who know.
You're very confident. I've never met so many confident people since I retired from a professional locker room. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Cam, you weren't a running back. You weren't a wide receiver that was running like a 4.3 40.
Okay.
You're like played hockey. Hockey players in the NHL, as athletic as they are.
How degrading is that?
That is so
disrespectful.
I'm saying
I weigh 100 pounds more than you.
Yeah, but I'm not.
And I could beat you in anything.
But I'm not sitting here talking to Jerry Rice being like, "Oh, I'm faster than you."
I never said I.
It's like you. It's very possible that I was. Faster.
Yeah, I mean, I was a professional athlete. That's crazy.
You weren't a professional sprinter, runner.
Wow, man, I put a lot of time and work and all that.
Oh,
and
you think every NHL player is fast off the ice?
No.
I don't either.
But I was fast on the ice, and that's why I stayed in NHL 10 years.
I've seen NHL players play other sports like
the
basketball,
writer that came up and played high school. Now he's like, that's disrespectful,
Cam,
dude.
I'm not disrespecting you as a hockey guy.
I busted my ass to become an athlete,
Does that
like
mean
an overall
you're
athlete.
Fast?
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Wow, Andy, I honestly bust my ass so much, and you like downplay it like I'm a fucking like I could have beat you. Like that's crazy. You are so out of touch.
You haven't played in 10 years.
You are so out. You are so out of touch. But the other day you said maybe not now. We'll win at both our peaks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my, see, you're so out of touch. I love it. That's
How
fine.
fast was your 40 time?
I don't know.
Well, give me an idea.
Probably pretty quick.
Well, that's not.
I mean, I ran track in high school and stuff like that too.
I played football in high school.
Yeah, man. Like, isn't that disrespectful? Like,
and
I went
to strength and conditioning camp.
Hey, so funny, all you out there. Like, I played, in the locker room, competitive my whole life, and then once I get out of the locker room and hang out with like TV people and radio people, they are more cocky than anybody I've ever played with. They all think that they played. They all think that they were good at this. Meanwhile, you're in the locker room bird watching, and like you come out and you say, hockey players aren't that fast. What?
No,
you're not Jerry Rice.
Like
what? Like are you kidding? You think I came into training camp and I was slow and they put me on the ice? Are you fucking nuts?
My point is this.
You're just
not
disrespectful.
Hearing
the point. No, I am hearing the point.
Like, I'm not telling Barry Sanders that I'm faster than you.
Okay, man.
Right? Or Jerry. It's like,
and I'm not talking to anybody that had, like, who am I talking? I'm talking to you. Like, there's no background where you're like, hey, look what I did. Like, you didn't do anything.
I finished first in track and field.
I respect you as a person and like as a media guy because I think you're fucking good and I think you're really good at asking questions and shit like that. But you're bragging to me about being an all-around better athlete when I'm like, I was 220 pounds. I could sprint like. And you're
I've never seen you run. I've never seen you run before.
You're crazy.
Cam, third grade track and field day, I finished first.
It's just disrespectful.
No, I finished first.
Or you're just being... No, people are like, is it a shtick? And I go, no. Because I called Andy. We talked for fucking hours. And I go, hey, real quick, do you really think you're a better overall athlete than me? And you go, yeah, I do. And I'm like, God damn, dude.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, I did.
Athlete? You said, am I faster?
No, okay.
You never said it. Do you think you're an... Okay, let's be clear here. I said I could beat you in a race in the parking lot. You're taking this way too far. I said I could beat you in a race in the parking lot. Now,
hold on, Andy.
Hold on.
You're crazy, man. I love you, dude.
Did I tell you?
I'm not even bashing you, but here, let's listen to it real quick. Hold on, time out.
Did I tell you I went to strength and conditioning camp?
Yeah, man. You were fucking
3 years in a row. I went to strength and conditioning.
No, I get, dude.
In the heat, 2-a-days on the track.
It's unbelievable, man. But like,
so,
it's disrespectful, dude. And it's all good. But I need to call you out when you're on.
When I played,
you want to hear what you said?
Yeah.
Probably. Like all around athlete. Yes. All around athlete. What are you better at?
Look, I probably catch a football better.
You have a bad memory, too.
I could probably hit a baseball
No, you're better at asking questions about drafts and GMs and stuff like that. That's what you're better than me at. And you are 10 times better than me. That's why you know what you're good at? You're fucking good at fucking getting shit done. You have a lot on your plate. You're a good daddy. I think you're a good coach with the young kids. I think the kids love you. I think you're good with Ty. I think you're a perfect balance with me and you on a podcast. I love you on the radio. I love you when you ask questions. But as far as being an athlete, go fuck yourself.
Hey, listen. If we went to a batting cage,
you don't know what to say now, dude. You're scrambling.
You could hit the ball.
You're scrambling.
You could catch a football.
I'm done with dude.
Could you? Oh my God, Cam!
Dude.
You did not play like you act like I'm talking to like an NFL wide receiver.
No, I didn't
or something.
Don't even. You're done.
I've seen a lot of hockey players play basketball. Cam,
that's funny.
I've seen a lot of them try
every sport.
Okay,
I played track. I played football. I wrestled.
Different.
I played baseball. I played soccer. I ran cross country. I played roller hockey.
You know what hockey?
I played ice hockey, and then I made the NHL because I liked hockey, so I picked that sport out.
You know what hockey players are good at?
It's crazy.
You know what they're good at?
I love you, but
hockey players are good at tennis. They're good at golf.
Thanks, man. Tell me about being a hockey player.
Now, there's the random one like Anders Lee or whatever who is like a badass quarterback, and there's TJ Oshie, tremendous athlete. But I've seen a lot of athletes, our hockey players, try to shoot a basketball, catch a football, and stuff like that. It's not their forte, man.
You're funny, man. You're cute.
It's true.
Yeah.
You can't.
So you're better
with that.
listen, a lot of guys. Listen, I see fucking NBA guys can't throw a fucking baseball.
Hell
you
no.
Seen that,
Hell no, they can't. Some
It's
of
like-
them can. Not the guys that are like.
that you're probably a better athlete than those guys too. No, Andy, it's all good, man. I had to call you out. I love you to death. You're good at a lot of things. You're way better than me
Jesus.
at things.
Hey.
But when you disrespect me like as an athlete, then I got to put my foot down on it. That's all, man. Cute family too. You got a cute family.
Maybe we tie.
And actually, your son's better than you at hockey, and he's fucking 5.
When do you want to have the competition?
I'll do it anytime
You want to go to the batting cage?
It's all good.
I've seen you play golf. You're not very athletic on the golf
I'm
course.
drinking the whole fucking time. Get out of here.
Oh, that is the excuse. Well, then okay. Well, then that's a batting cage or whatever. Then you better you better come with that clear mind.
How about this?
Huh.
How about this?
Gonna have a day.
We'll have a day. We'll do it like the combine, a football combine, or like any like training camp. We'll talk to the trainer of the Blues when he's not busy and be like, hey, this will be cute and funny.
No, like gym shit.
No, well, you got to mix everything in, Andy. You can't just say none of this and this is my good stuff. No, we'll do everything from sprints to shuttle runs to everything to jump high.
I'm talking sports.
No, we're just gonna do athleticism
No,
tests.
I'm talking sports.
All right, I'm done with this. Now you're being goofy.
No, I'm talking like, can you play basketball, football?
I'll probably still beat
baseball?
you in basketball.
That's what I'm
You're not even gonna get around me. I won't let you.
That's how. So I think our definition of athleticism,
No,
it may be a little bit. You're
sound
thinking
good.
more gym.
Hey, you sound good right
like
now.
gym shit. I'm thinking more sports. I think most people are looking at that like
tell
that
me,
too.
tell me more. You sound good.
Football,
right now.
basketball,
You sound
baseball,
good right
hockey.
now. You sound good right now.
Let's have a competition.
People believe you. People are gonna. You sound good right now. It's all good, man. You know, again, I love you, man. You're good at things.
Do you send out Christmas cards?
No, I don't. I want them though. It makes me feel good when people send me them.
Oh, really? Do you know how to make your house smell like Christmas?
Good idea, dude.
How do you do it?
You have a wife, and she lights candles.
Oh, the candles don't last forever. There's a different
well,
way
we
you can
have
do it.
like
I got
a
a little
plethora of
mix.
them.
I'm going to let people know.
What?
Because I saw this on the Today Show this morning. My wife was watching.
You do watch the Today Show, don't you?
Hey,
athlete.
listen. The athlete.
Jesus.
Cinnamon, orange peel, and God, there's one other thing. You boil it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Well, that's like a malt wine too that you put cinnamon and all that stuff as well. Yeah, Kate's gonna make that when I get home.
It's one other.
It's so good.
Damn, dude, I'm forgetting the other thing that you put in there.
Camaraderie or whatever it's called.
No, but apparently it makes your house smell like Christmas.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways, Andy, to make your house smell like Christmas.
So if you need me to like send you like anything like that or make you some like
yeah, Andy's a
potpourri.
Susie homemaker.
Susie homemaker.
That's what Kate does all day, man.
Does
That's
she?
why I like. Listen, like
What do you think she's doing right now? Making
Clean.
lunch?
Yeah, I think she's probably hanging with the dogs, probably doing bills, probably fixing a couple things up on the house, organizing stuff. Like when I went home, like if she worked all day and I got home, I'd have to take the dogs out. Like fucking, the house looks like the same as when I left in the morning. Like it's like now I gotta get back. You can't sit down and regroup. I'm gonna go on 6 hours talking straight on either radio and then what we do here, Andy. So I could come home. Kate's got like a crock pot going.
Yeah.
She got the crock pot going. The dogs are all done their shit. They're all walked. They played. Like she does shit all day. The bills are all paid. Everything's organized. And so we just go home and we chill all day. And if we need to take a nap, we'll put the dogs on and take a nap. Like it's nice.
Are you a napper?
Yeah, I am now. When you do a 6-hour shift, everybody's like, oh, you're working 6 hours. Listen, when you have to be on your game, and Andy, you know, like you fucking, like you have a spot at the game, the Blues game, where you got to go fucking ask somebody from the Cancer Society or some big shooting that like who knows what they're gonna throw on you. You're always on, so you can't get away from that until the goddamn game's over. When you're done with that game, what do you want? You want to have a goddamn cocktail and just be like, ugh, because when you're on TV and stuff like that, there's so many different things that go in your head, especially for you, because we come on here, we cuss all the times. There's so many little things in your head that you have to have going. It wears you out. So I like to get home and have everything organized.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. I just, if shit goes down and Kate has to work.
Although
like,
the wife's calling me today, she's like, "Can you please find a photographer?" I'm like, "You want the picture?"
She
I'm
wants.
working. Well, no, because I know I told her I know a photographer.
Well, then that's okay.
So I got to find the photographer, but she wants to have the picture taken to send out a holiday card. Would you like a holiday card?
Yeah, I do.
I'll be happy to send you.
I swear to God,
one.
I want them. Your family?
Yeah,
Damn right. See, like I'll make fun of Andy. Like everybody thinks that I'm a dick to Andy. Not everybody.
No, my sister-in-law does. Remember that?
Yeah, I know. She kind of pissed me off on that. I mean, she doesn't know shit. Just tell her I said that. I don't really care. But like, I give Andy compliments. Like I do. Like, I'll bash him when he gets out of hand. I got to smack him around like, hey, settle down, athlete boy. Like, I got to be a dick here and there. But you never give me compliments.
That's not true.
You never do.
That is not true.
You chirp my house. You chirp my my dogs. You chirp my outfits. You chirp my body. You chirp my athlete. You chirp everything. I never hear compliments from you, but I always throw compliments at you. Cam. And I think people recognize that. But I will put you downtown Chinatown once in a while.
You cannot say that.
China.
Well,
China.
Did Dale Tallon call it the Asian flu?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you say that or not?
Is he talking about fucking COVID?
I don't know.
I thought he was talking about...
He's talking about 2010.
Yeah, I know. They ain't no Asian flu.
No, well, it might have been, dude. Because I told you, some people were having it back then. They didn't even know it.
Well, I mean...
But is it referred to as that, or is that like a political...
Well, where'd it come from? The Wuhan virus.
Well, there's a lot of different things that it could have possibly come from.
Where's Zika virus come from?
Zika came from, like, down under, South Africa or something.
I think that is a Zika river, I believe, in Africa.
Where
do you think all these other names of the
Wuhan,
Spanish flu?
They say came from a lab.
It came from the lab in Wuhan. Yes, that was funded by the U.S.
Okay, true story though. Our true question, real question, has that been proven?
It's pretty well known that.
You know that,
and it's weird how when no one's asking that question, what was the genesis of COVID?
I'm asking it right now.
No, and I appreciate. I don't know, but if I'm some of these goddamn conspiracy theorists, man, you're like, oh, they're crazy. No, a lot of them turn out to be true when it comes political. I'll tell you that right now.
Fleury, he's like,
he went on Tucker Carlson the other day.
But I don't think he's not a great analyst for. I agree for that. Like, I know Tucker had him come on, and he's saying like he's calling the NHL woke. And
it is.
Hold on, let me just set you up here because he's calling the NHL woke.
Yeah,
and he's basically saying that the NHL's audience is overwhelmingly conservative, right? That's what he's saying. Overwhelmingly conservative, yet the league is trying to approach it in a little different way in terms of some of their initiatives and what they're trying to do. And he was critical, but the guest that he brings on to support his opinions or his claims. It just kind of comes out of nowhere that it's Theo Fleury is the guy that he's bringing on to talk about that. I don't know. Why
would you not have Theo on there?
I'm not saying you should.
Has he not gone through enough to have like a statement and a?
He's been on before.
Like this guy's all over the place. No. Like he's like really trying. He was trying to help the truckers. Like he's on everything. He's like the perfect guy.
He was on to talk about that. He doesn't talk
like he talks slow. So if you're an American listening. He's just kind of like...
You think Tucker's talking to Canada or to U.S.? He's talking to U.S.
Of course he is.
Theo doesn't even live here.
What do you think I just said? So if you're listening to... If you're an American, you're just kind of like, okay, he's not good at like... He's good at long drawn out conversations, right? He's not good. Like Tucker's like, let's go. We got 4 minutes. Get out as much as you can. It's hard to him to put everything together, in my opinion.
To land the plane,
and to explain there's so much going on with
Trudeau. I love Theo... as a player, and he came on with us. I've had him on the radio, talked about his book,
him too, man.
Everything he's been through, man, and he's doing a lot, obviously to turn his situation personally into a lot of good. He's outspoken.
So let me explain something. You said there's the audience predominantly kind of a right wing. I think it's balanced.
No, he's saying the league.
I think the players might be.
Players, executives, owners? Come on,
no, okay. I thought he said the audience.
No, I think.
And I'm like the audience is kind of I don't know. I think it's kind of probably half and half. But I think like the owners, 100%. The ex-players, no doubt about that. And the league, but the players now, I can't comment on because I don't know enough these guys personally. Like I don't. But I know the ex-players, and that's certainly the case, and that's why they chirp Canada all the time with all the lockdowns and stuff.
You don't know. You don't know Caulfield personally.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Ryan Nugent.
They ain't hanging out with me. I'm like a weirdo to them, probably. Like I don't know.
Although, can we give Brent Burns a shout out real quick?
Well, like we're going down one path. I'm just trying to make a point.
Remind me to do that. Okay?
To do it then. Write it down in your goofy notes. But like as far as the NHL being woke, I know what they got to do. I get what they're trying to do, but here's the problem: when Gary Bettman comes out like, what's the next step for the NHL? And they're like, well, we need more women and more minorities. So, okay. And that'd be great if you do. But are they qualified? So are you going to force and make owners force their hand instead of having – because are there that many applicants coming in? Like how many offers are coming in from women and minorities? Like you got to – so if there's a white guy that's really qualified, but you're going to force the hand on the owners to hire maybe it's not as qualified because you have to get that minority and you have to balance it out. Like, I think that would be a problem.
Well, the NFL has kind of done this with the Rooney Rule.
Yeah, but really, though? Is that really doing anything?
That just requires them to interview
I know.
a certain number of minorities.
But
or
are they
minorities?
So that's the first thing that the NHL needs to do is get more. That's the number one thing. Like, if it comes organically, I think we need to have ways to help. But these kids in the inner city, man, it's hard to play hockey. You go downtown, no, they don't give a fuck about hockey. They're too busy making more money playing basketball.
It just
football.
sounds to me that the league is a little
bit
out of touch with what the reality is with hockey. And hey, listen, we would all love to see more diversity, the better. I mean, in reality, in the U.S., I mean, you look at where a lot of our top athletes come from. They come from the inner cities. I mean, you look at football and basketball, whatever.
And football.
But hockey is awesome as shit. My sixth grade, my 6-year-old. Okay, like looking at a stick right now, they're $200 for a 6-year-old for a stick. You know, I mean, sticks are so damn expensive. You know, skates are relatively inexpensive for a young kid.
Broke.
But it won't be long before you're in that $1,000 plus range to buy skates. It's expensive as shit. So if you want to make hockey available to everybody, and you want to make it all inclusive, and you want to see the results and the demographics reflect what your vision is, then make the damn game affordable.
I know.
What percentage of minorities are applying for NHL jobs and not being hired? Are there discrimination practices that are happening that are preventing minority applicants from being hired? That's what I want to know.
I would probably say no.
But you can't hire people that aren't interested in working there.
I know, and force them.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what we're both saying, Andy.
Yeah.
Like, do you listen to anything I say?
To what you're saying, but like I wanted to be clear. I don't want to be confusing because nobody's opposed to, at least on this show, minorities working in the NHL.
Not, dude.
Okay,
no one says that.
And having grown up, in a pretty diverse environment. Like, it was never even something I even thought about. But it's pretty clear that a lot of these people that are doing the speaking didn't grow up in diverse environments. They don't know what to say, how to say, what to do. But at the same time, I feel like they're kind of chasing their tail a little bit. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say.
They're always a step behind.
And they look very uncomfortable in terms of how they're going about it. It's not coming across genuine. It's not coming across natural.
Good point.
Okay?
100%, Andy. And I didn't mean to cut you off there. You're right on this. And this is a sensitive subject. And I'm sure people are going to and we don't have all the answers. I'm just looking at it like it's a tough thing to do.
I just try to keep it real, man.
That's what honestly, we do on here, Andy. Do we not keep it real here?
No, I try to be a realist. I try not to just and you do the same thing, Cam.
Yeah, we both do, man.
It's just like, whatever.
I know.
It is what it is.
You want to look at my messages that I get from all these cool, and you get the same.
I don't hate on anybody.
We don't hate on anybody. We're not literally just be nice. But I'm going to tell you that, hey, a lot of times, native reserves aren't very good. Like they need help. That's honest. Hey, look, if people have to hire because of race, skin, like that's going to water down things. Like in my opinion, we need to find a way to help get African Americans involved in hockey. Meaning, like, look up to players. Like, it's a tough, get into hockey. It's a tough thing to do.
Maybe when they grow up, then they start applying for those positions because they want to work in hockey.
Well, you have to have people, apply. And if people are shunning down people because of that, well, then we're going to get to the bottom of it, Andy, because we're journalists. But we keep it real in here.
I think
you look at our messages, man, that's what everybody says. Now, we'll get a couple that are like, Cam, you're too much. And I'm sorry. It's all good. Look, I'm open-minded with everything. Like, Cam, here's where you're wrong. I'm like, I got you, buddy. I'll text you right back, dude. But Andy and I keep it fucking real on here, and that's what separates us.
I think it was Jamal Mayers who told me one time, who's been pretty active working with the league under Kim Davis and a lot. Yep. And listen, they're all trying, man. I get it.
They're all trying. The Alliance, all of them.
They just got to figure out how to communicate it and how to come around. Yeah. So Jamal, who's done some work in inner cities, I believe in Chicago, and so I think his philosophy has been like, hey, you can't try to convince these kids to go. Your idea shouldn't be to go into the inner cities to try to convince them to sign up and play hockey and be hockey players, because it's not realistic. It's too damn expensive. They're not signing up to play hockey. But if you can introduce them to the game, maybe connect, science and math with the game, maybe they learn the game that way. Maybe you use it as an educational tool. Maybe they use it as an entertainment tool. They start going to the games. They have fun. In Chicago, now all of a sudden, maybe they go buy a Patrick Kane jersey. Maybe they get a Toews jersey. Maybe they start watching the games on television. And then, you know what? They grow up. They say, you know what? I want to go work for the Blackhawks. And then they have that passion for the game.
Organic, boom.
Hopefully, you maybe get some kids that, find a way to fall in love with the game and to the point where they're able to, sign up and play and enjoy the game like a lot of other kids do. And maybe they find a way to have a career in the game. Who knows? But, you just can't manufacture it as easy as they want to. As they pretend that you can. Cam, I went to a couple of holiday parties over the weekend. It was quite delightful to be out there. Once again, kind of be through everything we've been through the last couple of years, and everybody's hanging out and doing their thing, and it's back to normal.
Was it the Creve Coeur Racket Club?
No. 801 Chop House for one of them, though.
You did?
Great restaurant.
With Chaser and Twister?
Saw them there.
Yoink.
Saw them there.
Twister looked good in the pictures.
Twister looks good. I told him we're going to come back out to the house.
I know. God damn, I need to see him, man. Mm-hmm. I love him so much. And Chaser, too. Fuck, but I see him more often, doesn't I? Got that beard going and all that. I haven't been to a holiday party yet. I haven't been to a Christmas party in a while either, man. I'm kind of like over them,
Mm-hmm. Well, they're just starting.
It's all business stuff. Like, I don't really
I got another one you can come with me if you want on the 16th. You want to come?
Not really, because, like, I'm into hanging out with people that I'm just comfortable. Like, if my buddy has a bonfire, like, I just know where I'm at there. Yeah. When I go to a party like 801 Chop House, like, it's fun. It's good to mingle. Like, Kate's got to, like, follow me around because she didn't know anybody. So it's just like I'm just mingle. Like, no one's really partying. So
no, it's fun. It's a good time.
I know. And I get you, Andy. And I'm glad that you're doing that stuff. But I'm more of a, like, let's fucking go party. All the girls are in the house. The boys are in the fucking thing. We're doing our shit. Whatever. Like fucking hanging out, talking about business, that, blah, 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 blah. Talking about maybe my buddy's having a tough time on this. I got to talk about my mom and shit. Like, I like that. I'm comfortable. Like, we're happy. Like, I feel good doing that. Like, I feel.
Well, we went to one of those. We went to one of those on Saturday. See, it's like they're all different, right?
But the ones
Saturday's
that's more of a
house
charity
party. It's like outside. There's fires going.
That's more of an event.
We're hanging out. And like,
I like that.
Events are different.
Yeah. Well, you brought that up, and I'm like, I'm just not into that. Yeah. But if Twister's there, I would have made an exception. So you know.
Of course, PLZ was like, how did you get invited to that?
Oh, PLZ. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Timmy Peel. I could see his anger, his fumes looking at Facebook, because he's always on there, and seeing the pictures of all y'all with Chaser and all them, and he's probably like, God damn, why did I not get invited to that? He probably went there anyway. He didn't even know it. He probably saw it.
He went the next night.
Just making sure.
Is it still going on?
Just to make sure no one else is there. We love you, PLZ, man. We do. Jesus Christ.
That is so funny, man.
He is funny, though.
Hey, man, I want to give a shout-out to Chris Letang. I hope you get better.
Yeah, homie.
Now, talking to some people that, seem to have a little information on his, it's like the first stroke that he had, whatever it was, like 8-10 years ago, 2014.
Yeah.
That was considered a level 4. This one isn't considered to be as serious, closer to a level 2. And when reading about it, some people believe that one thing that can create or cause a stroke is a lot of stress. And he hasn't had a great beginning to the season. Signed the contract in the offseason. I mean, he's like, he's got everything going for him. He shouldn't be that stressed. He's won cups. But apparently he gets very, very worked up, and so he gets like very stressed out, and he's very hard on himself, Cam.
Yeah, we all are, dude.
Very demanding athlete.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why he's successful.
Me too. I'm a very demanding athlete.
I get stressed out.
I'm a very demanding athlete.
Well, you think you are. And your brain could play tricks on you a lot.
Well, we wish him the best.
No doubt. And, it's a tough thing. But what does that compare to what Jay Bouwmeester had?
I think J-Bo is more of a respiratory system.
Did I correct you? I don't look.
Respiratory.
I don't know. But it's all dangerous. And if I'm
very dangerous,
Chris Letang's wife,
would you ever play again?
My wife would be like, no way in hell. Especially after see what happened.
35, 36, right?
J-Bo, you got all that money. You're successful as hell. Like, I'd be worried about my husband.
J-Bo, they had to put the pacemaker and stuff. Like, I don't think he was. Like, I think they knew right away, like, this was done. Like, he wasn't ever going to be able to compete as a professional athlete ever again.
Is this like, does he slur his words?
He had to wait several months before he could even, like, jump on a bike and do some light bike riding and stuff like that. Man. So, No, I've talked to J-Bo. Like, we should get him on one of these days. He's not the greatest interview, but he's a great guy and certainly had a great career.
I'd get him on.
But for Letang, it's almost like right off the bat, he's at the game. He's in front of his teammates. He's talking to his teammates. He's talking to the general manager, and they're going to have to undergo. He's going to have to undergo, a series of tests, and it's probably going to take several weeks. But he is not ruling out a return to the NHL this season.
Really?
And if I'm the owner, I'm the GM, I'm just
know.
Man, I just don't know.
Enough with the business part. Like if I'm his wife, I'd be like, I want you to. I'd be worried about it. Like fucking. What? He skated today? Okay. Sorry, Brody.
No,
what?
That's good. That's good. So
thanks, Brody.
And he skated today, so he's hit that the skating portion of that rehab. But
yeah, I don't know how severe it is. I don't know what that means.
Like, we think stroke.
Yeah, I think of what happened to my.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My mom actually called me a few weeks ago. Thought she was having a stroke.
Geez,
Remember that?
You told me that, dude.
And
did you go over there right away and fucking
took
help
her to the emergency room, and her face was completely paralyzed.
Yep. But it was something
Bell's
different.
palsy.
It was something different, but she's okay now.
Yeah, she's okay. She's fully recovered.
You talked to her.
Oh yeah, fully recovered.
Can I ask you something? And I'm all y'all out there, and I said this before. But you sometimes just need to make that extra phone call. Sometimes you get away from your family a little bit. Whether it's fucking politics at the fucking Thanksgiving, whether it's stupid things where something happened. I don't give a fuck what it is. Mm-hmm. You really have to just keep track of people that are close to you.
I'm terrible at it.
You have to, Andy.
I'm terrible
took care
at it.
of you.
No, I call my mom.
I was going to say.
I thought you meant other family.
Well,
and stuff
your brothers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm terrible
I know.
at it. I mean, we text a lot.
Okay, that's all you need. Just stuff like that, man. I'm just saying.
We don't live in the same town, so it's like I've got.
I know.
Very close friends of mine who don't live in town either. I'm not a phone guy.
You need to text me more once in a while. I know. I get you.
So here's the deal. When you have friends and family that live out of town, those phone calls are not 5-minute phone calls.
Yeah, I get you.
They're hour-long phone calls. And so you really have to find that time, and it's important to do. And I'm sure a lot of people out there listening, man, they can all relate. They all know, hey, y'all know you got to be better, especially my people out there in Alberta and Saskatchewan.
I love it,
but
I love hearing from all you guys. I really do.
But it's tough sometimes, man. Like, life is busy, dude, to make that time.
I know. I'm just saying, shit happens quick, man. Holidays are coming around. You'll feel a lot better if you just if there's that one person. It's not everybody, and there's always one person in your life, in your family, whether it's a friend, whether it's somebody that you just have on the back burner, and sometimes you just need to call. That's all I'm saying.
The people that make you feel like shit, where they put on Facebook, in honor of this year's holiday, my daughter Susie, in lieu of collecting gifts, she is taking every present she gets and giving it to the shelter downtown. It's like, whoa, there's people who have amazing hearts and do all that. It's like, I always wonder, Christmas time, man, where do you take this with kids, man?
Sometimes just giving a present to a shelter, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But that person in your life, and everybody's somebody different that you could really call. Mm-hmm. And that really goes a long way. Because there's other people who are going to bring toys. It would pick them up so much. Mm-hmm. And it might be weird. Mm-hmm. It might be a little difficult for you. Yeah. And you might have to eat some pie, humble pie, whatever it is. But be
listen, these are all my daughter's presents. I want to give them to you.
I just wanted to let me just call you. And it's not a present. It's about any of that shit. 100%. It's more about just talking to somebody.
Show them you care.
That's all.
Yeah. Show them that you care.
You guys know, Kate doesn't listen to this podcast, which is nice. She listens to my 3-hour radio show every fucking morning. So I got to but I don't know what to get her. And she's helped so much in so many things.
You need to take care of her.
And I need to do, it's not about, go buy her this. My buddies, she's got a birthday coming up and goddamn Christmas. I'm oh, fuck. But my buddy's got for his 40th or whatever, he's got a limo. We're all going on. I'm I don't want to, I need to think of something creative. Mm-hmm. And I might write her a goddamn poem scroll again, homie. Again. No, that's her favorite thing in the world.
Cheap. What are you going to hang those up all over the house?
No,
dude?
She keeps it in her little. We have a little. You
can do that.
I have a chest. We have a chest from the 1800s.
Cam, you might have to open up the wallet a little bit and
buy
her something.
She could buy whatever she wants.
And that's
all. It doesn't.
Get her something.
Here's where you're wrong.
You don't buy jewelry.
She doesn't want joy. Let me explain something to you.
She says that.
Andy, she doesn't. I bought her everything on this earth over the years, and she didn't like it. She goes, I don't want that. I don't want that. She wants to do something with me, something probably romantic. and she wants something from the heart, and that's what she loves. I know it sounds corny, and I know it sounds like a Hallmark. I swear to fucking
you're
God.
9 and it's Mother's Day.
No. She's done so much for my
craft for your mom.
No, that's what she wants, something creative. She can go buy. She buys whatever she wants. It doesn't matter. It's more like, what the fuck are you thinking of from your soul? And I want to read it. Because she's fucking done a lot, and I feel like that's what I need to do. It needs to come from the heart. Can't I talk hardcore shit all the time, and now I'm like telling you, and I think if you guys all out there, you understand what I'm saying. Like, you can only buy, here's jewelry. She wants to get jewelry, whatever. I need to do something from the heart,
and
I need to be
creative. That is from the heart. And you know what? You can do. You can make
Listen, I know where you live. Andy lives in Ladue.
You can draw.
The girls all hang out, and they go to jewelry parties, and they buy jewelry, and Andy's got to keep up with that, and he's fucking. No wonder he wants to sell so much. That's why my girl's not like that.
Okay.
She's not.
But you can draw her a picture and whatever you need to do.
Okay.
You can do that. But for this year, you think that, and like, listen, she may say, and you know her, dude, and she's very simple and whatever, but just sometimes you got to take care of her on the holidays, dude.
So my point is something like that, and then take her somewhere romantic.
Like,
now, what does that mean?
What's romantic? Where are you going to take her?
I don't know.
Take her to dinner anyway.
No, it's not. We go to dinner. We eat out. We don't have kids. We eat out. We're fucking done. I mean, we go to the clubhouse and we chill. And we're doing all these clubhouse things at St. Albans. And we're doing this with the friends. We're going. I'm taking a goddamn Metallica and Pantera on a limo bus. Do you want to be a part of that?
Yeah, I know. Somebody else was talking about that.
Do you want to be a part of that?
I'll come to that.
It's next year. So that's already.
It's not
and you guys are like, wow, you're
23.
taking Kate to Pantera? You're damn right. She's heard Pantera so much throughout the years living with me.
I may be a little.
She's going, and I'm going to meet Phil Anselmo.
I might be a little.
You're going to be a little frightened puppy.
But I will go and I will set it all up that we get backstage.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Hook me up, will you?
I'll set everything up for you. But dude, just trust me when I'm in for that. Okay.
Do you really want to be part of that, you and your girl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. We're getting our minds right. Yeah. We're going to be limo bus.
Oh yeah.
It's
at the Dome.
All meet at my house or something. Do our party.
It's at the Dome.
I know it sucks.
You can meet at my house, a little closer to the Dome.
No.
Okay. Oh, you want to come all the way that way?
I'll give you an Uber out because we're going to party beforehand. We're going to do some things.
This is a long time.
It's like a year away. We'll have a pisser on the bus. We fucking go down there, then get out of there. Maybe stop at a couple, come back to our house. All the Ubers take you back.
Can we have Ryan Ludwig come with us? Are you cool if I bring him with us?
Who's
Craig
that?
Ludwig.
Oh, goddamn right.
I grew up with a Ryan Ludwig. You can probably listen to this.
Craigie boy Ludwig, man. Party with those cats firsthand. But half the band's dead, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. I love all you guys. All you guys, who are you kidding? Christmas is coming up. Half of you are procrastinating anyway.
Buy your wife,
just like me.
Buy your girl something.
I'm going to.
Get her a new coat. Get her a new purse. Get her something. Cam?
You don't get it, dude.
I'm telling you, dude.
Andy,
get her a throw blanket.
Andy's so materialistic, like coats and jewelry and all that, like goes far in his household. Well, in mine, it doesn't anymore. Like, that shit doesn't. Kate and I have done so many things. He's gone here. We've done this. We did it.
How about a vacation?
I got to be creative.
How about a vacation?
Yeah.
How about a vacation, dude?
We like the Table Rock thing where we go down there, we rent that boat.
How about you go to the beach?
It's cold.
Dude?
Yeah, we might do that. That'd be kind of cool. You know, I'm just thinking, guys, and all y'all out there, like, oh my God, Cam's right. Like, I gotta get shit.
There's a lot of guys that agree with me.
There.
Well, you
just give them jewelry.
You just got to take care of her occasionally.
What do you think I'm talking about, man? This is what I'm talking about.
Well, drawing a picture.
It's from the heart, though, man. Sometimes you gotta let her know.
I get it.
I wish fans could
like Mother's Day.
And when we have these conversations.
Cam's in camp. It's like Mother's Day. Everybody get the paint out. We're gonna make the Mother's Day present.
She got me a painting thing, like Leonardo da Vinci, dude, to where like you could take this painting set and I could put it in the backyard and go me. And she got me these little things for my birthday. I thought that was so cute.
Oh, she got you that?
And clever. No, I haven't used it yet.
Well, maybe it's the perfect time to do
paint
that.
or something.
Yeah. Make her a painting.
I like that stuff. That's creative to me. You know, I can't be simplistic.
Just don't be cheap.
Dude, am I
Pat
cheap?
Maroon called you cheap.
What the fuck does he know? Who's he kidding? He didn't have a dime to his goddamn name. And I was taking everybody in 2 limos, and they were scraping on the asphalt because we had so many people in there scraping and almost caught fire.
What'd you think
when Patty was wiping his ass with cheap toilet paper?
What'd you think of...
Love him, by the way.
What'd you think of our boy?
Oh, Jack Edwards.
Jack Edwards calls him out.
Patty's clever, man, with that, you know. He's like, you know what?
Well, whoever gave him that idea.
But Jack Edwards was chirping him hardcore about like
he just doesn't stop.
Like why are you looking at his body that much? And Patty monetizes his body shaming anyway. Yeah, I'm chubby but effective. He's probably making a shit ton of money selling those T-shirts.
Calls himself Fat
You think
Pat.
fucking Patty gives a shit? He's like, go fuck yourself,
He doesn't
Jack.
give a fuck.
I like Jack. He was kind of cool, but I mean, like, settle down on the fat. Like, I don't know. Like, I chirp Andy for being little and like petite, you know, but when you go on a national broadcast and you're chirping him for being
local broadcast,
or sorry, well, whatever, fucking Boston. Like, people are listening to that. No, fuck everything.
Hey,
everything's national now, brother.
You're right.
But Patty, it kind of like played right into Patty's hands because listen, Patty loves. He loves it when he's in the headlines.
Yeah,
he loves it when he gets that attention.
He's good at
like a lot of players would.
Yeah,
and he just basically turned a chirp on a television broadcast.
Well, that was a monster chirp. Dude.
Monster
That's
chirp.
Just I've never got chirped like that.
No, a monster chirp
by any of those
in a television broadcast into everybody like just rallying around Patty, and he got a ton of attention for it.
I know.
And Patty's like that's how his career has gone, man. He's just kind of right place, right time all the time, dude. Everything's worked out perfectly for Pat.
And there's something he's doing, but that's a lot of him too, you know.
Can I tell you that I reached out to Jack Edwards?
Did you? What do you say?
This is an exclusive for the Cam Strick Podcast, presented by Hair Club.
What do you say?
Well, I got to pull it up real quick. So I reached out to Jack.
Yeah.
I wonder how many others reached out.
Well, he came on here, so we have to.
Yeah, but I've never liked a lot of his shenanigans.
Yeah, I know. He's too much.
Like some of the shit, I was always like, this guy's a fucking loser.
I'm not going to lie to you, man. Like,
but
Andy.
I'm just saying over the years. But then you get to know him, you talk to him. It's like, dude, and then you learned this. You learned that the city of Boston and those fans absolutely love this guy.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the Bruins, everyone's like, he's gonna get fired for this. It's like, dude, they've been down this road with him so many times. If they're going to fire him for this, then they should have fired him 10 years ago for all the other shit that he's said over the years, you know?
Yeah, I know. I get you on that.
Okay. You ready for the exclusive?
Yeah.
So I said, Jack, anything on the Pat Maroon comments?
That's such a wait, time out. Why don't you be like, hey, bud, like, why are you so, like, I don't know. Like, that's like every other guy probably texting him that same kind of text. Why wouldn't you be more, like, friendly with
I
him?
haven't finished it.
Oh, sorry. Jeez. I'm just asking. Go ahead.
Oh, you think I should have said,
no, let me look at it.
Hold on.
All right, read it.
Hold on.
My bad.
Jack, how's the family?
No.
How are the kids?
Hey, Jack, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, what do you think? I should have done that.
I don't know.
I didn't do that this time.
Because I feel like everybody else asked him that exact same.
Damn it. I didn't see a response. Anybody? Was there ever a response from Jack from anybody? No, I didn't think so. Brody knows. Brody's all over shit. He knows. What
are you saying?
I didn't see anybody have like a quote. Jack.
Yeah. Hello, Jack.
Anything I can pass along on the Pat Maroon comments?
Oh, that's so.
Can I finish? I go. Your bosses or Bruins get pissed, or is everything okay on your end?
Oh, okay.
Question mark.
That was a good ending. That was a good ending.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thanks.
That was a good ending.
I gave an exclamation point on the end of thanks.
So what do you say?
He goes, nothing burger, period. Make that.
Hillary Clinton, nothing burger.
Well, and this is because, people know they listen to the pod. Mm-hmm. He goes, make that a meatless nothing burger.
Oh, just right up your alley, Andy.
I go, LOL. I go, are you donating to Pat's cause? Now, he didn't respond to that because this is what I think that could have happened. I think if the Bruins wanted to be creative, just like the Tampa Bay Lightning were creative and said, hey, let's come out with this initiative. Let's get people to donate some money and let's send it to a good cause on behalf of like whatever, body shaming or whatever it was.
Yeah, bullying, body shaming.
Bullying, whatever. Yeah. All right, and first, let's make it clear. Jack Edwards is not bullying Pat Maroon, okay?
No, man. Pat, he doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't
Although it is stupid to say that.
Although it's probably embarrassing.
It is stupid to be like, you're fat.
Yeah.
Like,
stupid.
Patty actually looks pretty damn good.
Hell yeah, he does.
I know. I like last time I saw him, like I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I outweigh him by 20, and I know he's still playing. Like he looked good.
Go look at the baseball players.
So,
dude.
I know
these fatties. Look at football players.
You can't be fat in the NHL.
You're
like
not.
you just can't, dude. Even the goalies can't.
And, people used to make comments about Dustin Byfuglien kind of behind the scenes.
That guy never got off the ice.
That said that he weighed this much, but people were always like, oh, he probably weighs more, closer to 300 pounds. But, he never came off the ice. But nobody ever chirped him publicly during a broadcast.
I know.
Either.
That's really
what I'm
odd.
saying?
I don't like that, actually.
Marty,
and I chirp you.
Martin
Hypocrite,
Brodeur, he wasn't built like a Greek god.
No,
he
had a barrel chest.
But he is a, legend, iconic,
and Avery sounds stupid when you're like, he's
player.
a fat fuck. Like, Marty looks good, dude.
Yeah.
I see him too.
Yeah, but who
looks
cares?
fucking
But
good.
he's so damn good.
Avery, you ain't that fucking.
So if I
5'9".
was the Boston Bruins or like his employer Nesson or whatever,
Yeah.
I said, okay, how do we attack this? I would have said, all right, listen, Jack, why don't you come out and just be like, Patty, and I would have called Patty if I was Jack. And I would have said, listen, I didn't mean it like that, man. I'm sorry. I do apologize for embarrassing you.
Yep.
And I'm going to come out publicly and I'm going to say, you know what? What I said, I crossed the line. I shouldn't have said that. I was trying to have fun. I got carried away during the broadcast. We were having a good time. I'm always looking for a laugh. I went too far.
I know
on
you
this
can take
one.
it.
And because I did that, and he calls himself Fat Pat and everything, so I was just trying to have fun and play along with that. So because of that, and I do apologize, I'm going to donate $2,000 on my end to Pat's cause as well.
I get you, Andy.
You know what I'm saying?
Great point.
And that's what I would do.
Did
so they missed the Well, I asked Jack in my exclusive Cam Strick conversation, very exclusive.
Yeah, you texted him.
This is very exclusive.
You got one answer back.
I got a meatless. I got 2 sentences.
It ain't Lou Lamoriello.
I would have gotten something back from him too.
No, well, maybe.
Oh, I can go through my text chain with him. I remember asking him about some stuff too.
Really texting him?
Oh yeah, he'll get right back.
Is it him?
Lou? Oh, you don't think it's him?
I don't know.
You think it's somebody from like one of his
I feel
people
like
handling his phone?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
No, he gets back to me, dude. Even when we had him on the podcast, he got right back too.
All right.
Nobody's answering his phone.
I've never seen him text. I don't think he does it.
Well, well, let's try it. I'm
No,
gonna say
no,
Cam.
no,
I'm gonna
no.
say Cam
Don't
doesn't
do
think
it.
you can
Don't-
text.
don't.
Can you text me back
Andy,
to prove it?
Andy, if you, I'll fucking, I'll throw out the window. No, don't do that, man.
Well.
And I have nothing to do with him now. He doesn't hire me for anything.
Why don't you
But
send
I
him a
would
Christmas
be-
card?
No, no.
I
would.
Would you text him and say Merry Christmas?
I wouldn't think to do that.
Thank you for everything you've done for me.
He knows. I talk about him. He hears everything.
Will
He yelled
is
at
he going to
me
hear this?
on the Spit and Chicklets
Will
thing.
he hear this?
If we say something crazy
Well,
about
somebody
him.
brought it to his attention.
Yeah. No, that was that was one of the scariest things ever, man. Of all the weird things that happened with me and him,
Mm-hmm.
like the Chicklets one where I told that story. Oh, God, dude. He called me, and it wasn't him that called me. It's always somebody else calls.
Who
And
was
Lou wants to talk to you.
What is
Fucking
it?
Petey. Pete Albies,
Oh,
my
Petey.
boy.
Petey's a good dude.
Well, I haven't talked to him in years, and he fucking texts me. He's like,
you
hey,
like
Cameron.
that? You like that Jack Hughes?
Yeah. But Pete goes, Cameron, listen, hey, I hope we loved you on Chicklets. You thought you were great.
Ooh.
Sad, but Lou needs to talk to you.
Oh no,
Andy. Andy.
Lou needs to talk to you. Maybe it's Petey getting
my
back to me.
heart went up, and I was living next to my parents. I go,
And you weren't even a player at this stage.
I go, God, I was weirded out. I run next door, and my mom and dad are like, what? I go, God, I don't know what. I go, Lou wants, the Chicklets thing, I go, Lou wants to talk to me. My mom, they go, what'd you do?
Oh yeah.
I go, I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was 5 weeks when I did it. So when I did that, the first one, it took
'cause
5
they didn't
weeks.
release it right
and
away.
it was right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just broke my foot getting drunk.
Oh yeah.
And I had, fucking fuck.
Okay, so
God.
and what he said,
I had to call Pete, and then
and he hands the phone.
and he goes, no, here, call us, or whatever it was. He goes,
Mm-hmm.
hello. I'm like, hey, Lou, it's Cam. He's like, hello, Cam. Listen, I don't want to imitate him.
Oh
Because
my
that's what he
God,
got.
you just started imitating
I'm not going
him.
to do it.
Was that an
But he's
impersonation?
like, I did not curse because I said.
Oh, you said he cursed.
Well, I was just imitating him on
And
what
you were
his-
cursing.
Yeah, he goes, I would never do that to a
young.
young kid. I go, I know you wouldn't. You're right. I go. He goes, yeah, I would never curse like that. And I'm like, I know you
don't
wouldn't.
like that you did that to.
No, but
Lou.
but I go, but the story's true. He goes, that's fine. But I would never. I'm like, okay, Lou. Hey, I'm so sorry. He goes, tell your parents I said hello, and he hung up.
I'm not having that.
Wow. I was shooken, dude. I was shooken up, man. It fucked me up. It truly did.
Can I just tell
and
you?
he has nothing to do with anything in my life anymore. But my parents were like pissed at me. And I'm like, fuck. My wife's like, why? And I don't know. I'm like, I didn't really do much. He kind of did cuss. Like, I remember that. I don't know. Sorry, am I boring you, Andy?
No, but we just got a message. I like when people email me from the Cam Strick website. I get a lot of these messages.
I bet you do.
This says, "Hi guys, this is so and so."
Yeah.
Can I say the last name? It's a very interesting last name.
Yeah.
I like that last name. New Bill.
Okay. Ain't that interesting?
We're having a Christmas party on December 16th at 6 p.m.
Why would I?
It's out. Let's say the place later. We want to invite you guys and a guest. Blah blah blah. So
I mean, listen, Andy will go.
there you go.
Timmy Peel will go.
We'll send him in our place.
No, you'll go to it.
Look,
I appreciate that. Like I
do.
I just don't go to Christmas parties anymore.
I'm bringing you to one with me. On
I
the
don't
16th.
want to. I'd rather go to a bonfire. I'd rather go somewhere where you could just doesn't matter. I could be stumbly. I could be goofy. You know.
You can't go to a damn public place.
No, I will, but I'm doing stuff. I already have things scheduled, but I'm not going to go out of spite.
Nothing's scheduled for that night.
No, but I have events that I'm going to do where I have to dress up and be normal to people and stuff like that, and not wear a hat, and so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I'm weird now, man. I don't know what to do.
Couple more things I want to get into.
Yeah.
The Brock Boeser situation, that was a little weird because it was Hockey Fights Cancer Night, and of course his dad had passed away, and he had his dad's nickname on the back of his jersey. Apparently Dakota Joshua got hurt, and so therefore he was a healthy scratch. In fact, the head coach, Bruce, there it is.
Barbecue Bruce, who we love, by the way.
He had come out and said, yeah, he's going to be a healthy guy. You're going to scratch this guy, especially on
and you're not
Hockey
going
Fights Cancer.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was and then now he has to play.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. So they've given his agent permission. You know, Brock has been one of those interesting players, dude. He could have been the Calder Trophy winner his rookie season. I think he had like 30 goals at the time that he broke his ankle, broke his foot. I remember when he went into the boards, like right by the bench, and his season ended. And he's just kind of been like hit or miss, man. He's hot and cold. He's a shooter. He's not the perfect player by any means.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. Like when you're already out and it's not a meaningful game,
Yeah.
like you're done.
Yeah. I know.
It's 23 games.
And then he scores a goal in the game.
Yeah. Like,
listen, again,
I don't know.
I've said this over and over. I don't know why why do we hear so much about the damn Vancouver Canucks all the time? They can't get out of their own way.
Because bad
all they
things,
do is create drama.
Because when you're bad, it's easier to talk about, and the stories kind of go through the airwaves a lot easier when it's negative.
Yeah,
you know, like fucking Berube talking about Benner, like
what
that
do you
blew
think
up.
of Binnington?
When I chirped Benner, like when he did this stuff, I chirped him, and I'm like, damn, stay in the goddamn net, you know, da da da. But that's when they were good and they were winning games, and I'm like, fuck, just don't worry about it, like swallow it and relax and just get in the net and do your thing. Now sometimes I like to stare downs and stuff, but when he's swinging a stick, but they were good when they did that. When he did start doing that, like he did that a couple times where you go crazy and they're winning fucking games. But now you're not winning games, and he's getting bumped and he's getting scored on backdoor plays. He's getting roughed up in front of that. Now he's going out there and he runs into guys and no one does anything about it. Like he's getting pissed off. And now Berube kind of chirps him. I know he chirped him in the past when he swung a stick because you'll get 17 games you actually hit the guy. But I look at it now like now I understand.
He swung his glove.
No, I know, but he swung a stick at a player too a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But that's when they were good. But now that you're bad and the defense in front of you hasn't been great, like now I kind of understand why you lose your mind. And that should you should look at the guys and be like, hey, why we can't have this? Like he's getting bumped a lot. He's getting stick tips. Guys are screening him.
Well, here's a question for you. I got two different ways to look at it. Number one, if you're a team, you're coming into St. Louis or St. Louis is coming into your barn.
I'm getting all over him.
Like, dude, I'll get under this guy's skin all day long.
I'll challenge his ass. Yeah, no doubt.
Do you agree with some people who have been critical and being like, dude, someone just needs to like fight him one day? And
yeah, and he's lucky. Like if he would have stuck me in the face with a glove, I would have stopped.
Would you?
Yeah,
Jason Zucker didn't stop. But then he scored on him a few seconds later.
I know. Well, it's a different game now, but like I was, and you have a kind of a green light to like ragdoll.
What do you think his own teammates think about it?
No, they're probably looking at him like, damn, we got to be better in front of him.
Well, what about
I chirped him for fuck. I go, you're gonna get your ass kicked, dude. But now I look at it like, damn, like I'm fucking pissed for him.
Okay, here's the deal, though. I don't have a huge issue with the stuff that takes place on the ice, man. That's just like emotion. I think we've come to learn that this is really his natural personality. This is he's not being a phony. We used to see this back in the day from other goaltenders, and they're celebrated for that even to this day about their career. This is who he is, man. I don't have a problem with that. Now, when they're skating past the benches and stuff like that, what's your take on that?
I don't care.
Okay.
That's harmless.
I get the helmet off and whatever.
Don't swing your stick at a guy. Mm-hmm. If you're going to fight somebody, fucking fight him.
Right.
If you're going to get bumped, put your shoulder into him.
Well, he did that with Jordan Stahl.
I know, but he initiated the hit. But he was probably pissed at that point. He's getting bumped into. I don't know, man. Listen, when you're
winning, problem with the hit, like
no, Jordan Stahl did nothing, and Ben. I had a problem with him sticking his glove out.
You did,
because again, I know what the hell you're doing there. You should have been a penalty, but they're so dumb. They thought it was a fucking stick, and then they couldn't.
So dumb.
Jesus,
did you see that referee?
They look
like,
dumb.
Trying to talk.
A couple refs look dumb, by the way. Lately,
we are not.
We
penalty. We can't call.
How about the Jersey Devil?
Because we can't.
I don't know anything. It's all good. Look, we love all y'all,
dude,
man.
Can you please teach these guys how to speak into the?
It's all good. It's all good. But that should have been a penalty. And, like, if I got caught in a fucking hardcore plastic blocker in my fucking tooth by some skinny goalie, you might get motherfucked up, boy. Like, I'd be fucking pissed, like, fuck you, and stick them. And, I don't know. Like, don't stick me in my tooth. Anyway, the reason why he's doing it is because, like, he's pissed. Now, when he's pissed when the guys are good, stop doing it. Get the fucking net. Do your shit. Now it's like, it's kind of a wake-up call to the team.
Can I just take a different approach?
Whatever way you want.
Because I'm asking you, man. Here's what I'm asking. It's like, it's one thing you can get celebrated for that personality, and it like
you gotta be good though.
It elevates the team. The team can use it as a rallying cry, like we've seen before, like in San Jose. Like he gets booted and stuff like that. Tries to like fight their bench, and then the opposing goaltender, I think it was Devin Dubnyk at the time. Yeah. When he's leaving the ice, then the team comes back and wins.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, this is why they came back and won. Yeah. This is like a rally. But when you're not playing well.
Yeah. And
you're not stopping the puck.
Yeah.
Is that when it becomes a little more of a problem? You know what I'm saying?
I think that becomes more of a
dude, stop the puck, man. And then we can kind of live with the antics. But you can't play bad and have antics.
Yeah. No. I know. But I think a lot of times it's like initiated too because of the play in front of him. I'm not making an excuse for Benner, dude. Like I see what I see. I don't give a shit. Like he's gonna come on the podcast anyway.
I know.
And we want him live.
And I love this dude, man.
I love. Every time I see him, like, what's up?
When he's on,
he's a pimp.
When he's on his game, he's a top 10 goalie.
And he's a good dude. He's cool.
The Blues won 7 in a row after losing 8 in a row. He was their best player, dude. Like
I know.
He's capable.
They got a weird fucking team, man. And I know we're talking about the Blues, but like we see this shit firsthand. We're on the radio every fuck day. Like we got to talk about shit. I don't know what they're going to do, but like Benner and Berube doesn't really call out guys much, but he did call out Benner. And people were like, it was just, no, Berube kind of called him out and said, no, get in net and stop.
He said it's got to stop.
I know. He said it's got to stop. Like, no, he knew he knew the question was coming, and he's like, no, this is, and Berube could have been like, well, he's got to stop it, but the guys in front of him, no, he just said, you have to stop. Doesn't help anything. Mm-hmm. He didn't say because of the guys in front of him, which I've been saying. Mm-hmm. He just said, Benner, just you isolated, you got to goddamn stop.
Mm-hmm. Stop the puck.
Stop the fucking puck and stop the antics because it doesn't help anything.
All right, let's get to Dale Tallon, dude. Dale Tallon has had a really interesting career.
Is it Dale or is his brother Dale?
It's Dale.
It's Michael, actually.
Michael Dale.
Yeah. Michael Dale.
He's had a kind of got screwed over by the Blackhawks. He took the brunt of the criticism over that qualifying offer debacle, which...
Break that down.
Well, they had...
You just said it, and I think a lot of people may not
understand. They had 7 players back in 2009, I believe, that were owed qualifying offers.
Yeah.
Among those, including like Corey Crawford, Brian Bickle, Chris Versteeg, Cam Barker.
Bufflin?
I don't believe Buffalo was one of them.
Yeah.
And qualifying offers are due by a specific date, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't submit those qualifying offers to those players by that specific date, an arbitrator could rule that they become unrestricted free agents.
That's nice.
Which could mean that they could sign anywhere. Now, these were like, players that were obviously a big part of the organization. Versteeg was coming off his rookie season. He was a big time, they big part of their future. Crawford, big part of the future. Bickle obviously ended up having some nice runs there. So Cam Barker was a decent player too. So, it forced them to re-sign these players at a much higher number, because you can qualify a player, right, who's a restricted free agent, and they accept their qualifying offer, and you pay them what that qualifying number is, whatever, or you can negotiate a different contract and all that stuff. But these guys really weren't in that position. But because of that, Cam, because that they were not submitted qualifying offers, there's no qualifying offer to accept. Now you have to negotiate a contract, and you're forced to pay them now what the market suggests they should get paid. Because if you don't pay them, all of a sudden there's possibility you're going to end up losing them. Because he said he was sick or something like that. There are people who are responsible for sending out those qualifying offers. In most cases around the league,
that's what you're talking about. I get it. Yeah.
The GM isn't like the one doing the paperwork on that. It's the American League GM. It's your assistant GM. It's your capologist. Whoever is assigned that responsibility in the organization. So everyone's blaming Dale Tallon. He takes the heat. I get the sense that he was under the impression that everything was all good. It was all taken care of. And nobody dropped the ball. By that being said, it is on him, because
it is on him.
That's what happens. When you're the chief and the second and third lieutenant,
sick,
they don't get it done. Hey, it falls on your shoulders.
No shit.
That's why you better make sure you have the right people working under you, man.
And that's on you too.
So
you could cut it any way you want. And maybe somebody did drop the ball. But you got to make sure. If you
say something and you want to edit it out, and Brody doesn't edit it out, at the end of the day, it's on you, right? Even though he dropped the ball.
I think we all three need to protect ourselves here, Andy, because if I go down, we're all going down. Same with you.
I'm just saying.
And, you got to protect me too.
Uh-huh.
But I do listen to this, and I do edit things out.
100%.
But that's whatever. No, this is more like, the people that work for you, man, like, hey, are you guys good? Where are we at? I know I'm sick, but where are we at? I don't know. Maybe he did do that, and they still fucked it up.
They fucked it up.
But it's on you, brother.
So he had to sign guys to a much larger.
How about you make that comparison?
So the owner was pissed.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, this guy McDonough, who ran the Blackhawks for a long time. I mean, people don't speak very highly of him.
Oh yeah.
Well, the way he handled the whole Kyle Beach situation.
Oh God.
He's the one that got off, and he's the one who's almost single-handedly responsible for how everything went down over there with the Kyle Beach situation.
Yeah.
But because he was out of the picture, he was no longer running the Blackhawks. Like, they couldn't blame him because he wasn't accessible. They couldn't get to him. He's like off into the sunset.
Well, why not?
So it's like, okay, well, we're going to blame Quimbo and Stan Bowman then and fire them instead. Dale Tallon loves Joel Quimbo, man. And I know
a lot of people
Dale says, I don't know why he said it. In the interview, he says, I talk to Joel at least once a month. But he said, I'm not sure if he wants to coach anymore or not. I think he does. He's never told me that. It's like, no, it's okay to say that he wants to coach. Yes, Joel Quimbo wants to coach. Yeah. And I hope, and I've said it several times, I hope he gets that opportunity to coach again.
I do too.
Because he's a great person.
I think there's a lot more to that story that we don't know.
Well, we've said that over and over.
I know. We've said that a ton of times.
There's a lot more to the story that people refuse to
acknowledge. Yeah.
Acknowledge, maybe.
Yeah. Although it is goofy and odd
it's very
in many ways. And
so
you're like,
many
well,
ways.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
You're
that's why I can't wait to talk to Joel. I mean, I have talked to Joel, but that's why I can't wait.
If your video coach is causing anything, like, that's the easiest fire of anything.
See you later.
See you later. Even if it's a woman, obviously.
Teams fire the video coaches all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and no one even cares. No. Unless they bitch about it, and and then I don't know. That's an easy one, man.
It's an easy one.
And if you fire a head coach.
Right, during the playoffs. That would be difficult.
That's so funny. It's not funny. No. The whole thing's not funny at all.
So anyway.
But anyway.
I would imagine, Joel will get back in at some point, but who knows how this is going to play out, because the league just does not want this story to come back up. And they know that once they reinstate Joel Quenneville to coach again, that the Kyle Beach story, which had so many lasting negative effects on the NHL and painted such a negative picture and such a dark cloud hanging over the NHL that all of that's going to return for at least a short period of time.
Man, all I'm thinking about right now is eating some goddamn good food, Andy.
Like what?
I know what I'm gonna. I think we have.
You're gonna
Christmas
make Kate a picture tonight.
We have
paint her
Christmas.
a picture.
We have Christmas.
You're gonna put your handprint on a plate and go get ceramic.
She might like that.
Like Kate, this is my.
My wife
hand.
loves me. It's actually a good feeling that your wife loves you, and she does, and she wants to be. Everybody's like, why don't you just tell her to go with her friends somewhere? I'm like, she wants if they're gonna do anything, Kate wants to hang with me.
Okay.
And our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you want to go hang?
Are you planning? Are you planning a 40th?
I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to do something.
I told Laurie about it. She's like, why wouldn't Cam do something? I'm like, no, I think he's...
Well, because I don't want to, go to a club. I don't... There's not much to do.
Have it at the club, dude. Have it at the club.
Well, that's a different story. But, although, yeah, we can go back and forth.
That's going to cost you $30,000, but have it at the club.
Nah. Yeah, man.
Okay, do I need to put this together?
No.
When's the birthday?
16th.
Of what?
January.
Oh yeah, do it now, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, the point is, what the fuck was my point? We're doing Christmas at the house, so I'm gonna do a standing rib roast this year.
Oh,
it's gonna be my first.
Does that mean
time.
You make it while you're standing up? Like how does that work?
Ignorant statement.
How does that work?
Non-meat.
Do you need to borrow my Traeger apron or?
No, you put this in the oven.
I have an apron that's like rubber material.
You don't need an apron.
No, because it won't catch on fire.
I was thinking about doing
Sauce
a ham.
can get on it.
I was thinking about doing a ham.
So boring.
Ham's easy, but you just put a good crust on that mug.
I ain't eating no ham, dude. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, ham is so good, and it lasts forever too. And if you know, you know. Don't listen to Andy chime in on this, but if you cook a ham, the kids could eat it for days and days. You can make different things with it. But if I'm talking to the people, I'd speak to the people.
You put pineapple on that thing?
Yeah, you could do that, but I want a crispy, sugary crust.
Oh.
And Andy, good.
But
I'm gonna do the standing rib roast, and I'm gonna get the butter, and I'm gonna get the rosemary all on that mug, and I'm gonna have a nice au jus it's gonna cook into something. I'm gonna make a little gravy to go with it. It's gonna be pink in the middle.
I might do a beef tenderloin this year.
Those are easy to do. You just throw them in the oven. Those are the easiest damn things in the world.
Well, I'll do it on my Traeger.
Yeah, you could do that on a Traeger.
Yeah, probably.
Damn good. Yeah. Beef tenderloin, they're cheap and they're easy.
Yeah.
Now, standing rib roast is very expensive. I got to tie it up. I want bone in because if you have the bone in, that's that motherfucking flavor. Keep that goddamn bone. If you got big old doggies, you can give that bone to big old dogs. You can't do that with your puppies. I can't do it with my puppies. No. But if you got a big old doggy, man, I don't even my dogs don't eat anything. Like back in the day when we had all these big dogs back living out in the woods, my dad would give the grease from the bacon, put it in their food. Give them a fucking bone from the tomahawk to the dogs. And they lived a long time, except for when we lived way out in the woods when they got the ticks.
That's how they survive. Do you know that...
usually they die because it gets
splinters in their arteries. Wife's taking my kids, not my 11-year-old because she won't do it, but my 2 younger ones and the dog to have a picture taken with Santa Claus tonight, dude.
So when did Chloe stop believing in Santa Claus?
She believes in Santa. No, she doesn't actually.
No, she doesn't. There's no way.
I questioned if my 8-year-old even.
I stopped doing that when I was 5.
No, my 8-year-old daughter, they love the mystique and the magic of Christmas, but they know
it's bogus.
We're getting all the presents.
Exactly.
But they don't want to convince themselves otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
But if they
want to believe in Santa, man, it makes Christmas.
And Chloe
what it is
at school, and her friends have older brothers and sisters, just like I did. Mm-hmm. So, I knew this at a young. I knew my dad was going to do it.
Santa was out at the rink
I listened to my parents bitch about money.
And
you can know it's them bringing the fucking presents.
True story. Santa's out and I thought it was very cool at this hockey holiday tournament this weekend. They had a Santa Claus, and he was handing out hockey cards.
That's pretty cool.
I'm like, and hockey stickers.
Yeah, they're in now.
So all cards, they are. Yeah. So all of the kids were gathered around Santa, and Ty's yelling, "You're not the real Santa."
Oh, gee, put your foot down on that.
Oh my god.
Hey, I know people that have kids that
other kids are listening.
I know people that have kids that are older. Mm-hmm. They still think that they think of Santa Claus. When I'm like, what?
Oh, I believe in Santa.
I'm telling you.
I do.
No, but when your kid's
12,
13 years old, they still believe in Santa.
Do you know one time I was sleeping when I was young, dude? When I was a little kid, I used to my brothers and I would all sleep in the same room on Christmas Eve, on the floor and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And so I woke up in the middle of the night, dude. I heard like someone was like stomping on the roof, like walking all over the roof, dude.
By a burglar.
And well, maybe
you had no gun in the house
trying
either.
to get in.
And he's like, "That's Santa." No, he's trying to rob you.
Okay, well, in a Santa suit, probably get away with it on Christmas Eve. Actually,
That never happened. My parents were always really, and all y'all listen to this. I'm telling you guys, and I know I don't have kids, but I remember that I loved holidays. Like when I was a kid, my parents would always go out of their way, not to get the best presents, but just always have the experience, just like you said, of like cool. Like they would hide things and they'd make something of something, and we'd always go to our cousins, and somebody would always like it was always something.
yeah,
And it didn't cost money.
Those are memories
It's
you have.
not all
dude.
about the nice present. It's more like, God, you hear that? Oh yeah, they're. All right, put the kids away. Get the kids over there. My dad would act like there's something going on. Like, all right, I got this.
Hey,
Mom, put them over there.
you wanna come
They
to my
act like there's
house
Santa coming down
on Christmas?
which nothing's
You
happening.
want to come to my house?
My
on
dad's
Christmas Eve
wasted.
in a Santa suit.
No,
Why?
I mean I would do that.
I'll pay you like a.
No,
I'll give you some like.
just like if I beat you in the 40, which I'm
No,
going to do. I wouldn't even have you pay me $2,000.
Well,
I swear to God, I would not
I know
take
you
your
wouldn't.
money.
I know
You
would.
know that. I talked about that on the radio today. But
Oh, did you?
yeah. And I go, I swear to God, when I do beat you, I will not take that money. You got 3 kids.
Mhm.
Even if my wife would be like, well, we probably need, no,
I would
wouldn't do
never.
it.
I would never pay you.
Well, that's gutless. I mean, you chirp me, and then I got to defend myself.
I would never write
And
the check
I wouldn't
for a
take it.
race. I'd be like,
I wouldn't do it.
like Laurie would be like, why did you give Cam?
I would not.
Because
You got
I
3
lost to
fucking
him
kids.
in a race in a damn parking lot.
Why would you do that? But I need to prove my point because you're so confident.
You have so much downtime at home. Why don't you
Yeah.
buy like a guitar or something?
That's a good question, actually, Andy.
Like learn how to play music, like an instrument. Like
Yeah.
be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like use your brain. Like do something.
Teach me how to be cool, Andy. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Like do
Am I
something.
living in a
like
Twilight
if you
Zone?
could bring a guitar in here and play guitar, I'm
you
like
really
wow,
do.
dude, he's really cool.
That's right, but it really takes a lot of time.
No, I'll do it with you.
I like to read. I like to learn about history. I
I'll
like to
do it
learn
with you.
about like natural disasters. I'm into
I know.
some conspiracy
You can
theories.
do that too, though, dude.
Yo, if you're not, I think Andy, if you're gonna have a guitar, like I'm so far behind.
One
I get,
hour
that
a
was,
day.
That was a good. I don't even play my PS5.
I bought a guitar in
I don't even
college,
pay my- you haven't touched
and
it.
I was taking lessons, and then it got stolen, and I was actually
Jesus.
pretty good at it.
I don't know if I'm in. I don't want to be a guy that plays like that one same tune over and over. Like I'm not. I don't want to have enough time to do that. I rather do multiple little things. But I like
And when you
that
start
idea.
singing. I'm a singer too. I used to sing back in the day, like solos in the choir. When I was a kid.
What do I do?
No,
About
true
Brody, what do I
story,
do?
True
Like,
story.
Brody's a better athlete than you. He has sniffles every single day.
No, he's like
He's a better
You hear him sniffling over there?
It's like he does coke every night.
It's like,
doesn't.
dude, no,
Brody doesn't drink alcohol. Brody's the most healthy guy I've ever met in my life.
healthy.
Yeah. He doesn't smoke, drink,
Well,
nothing.
that's
He's done
one
nothing.
area of health.
No, he takes care of it. He does shit. He's always. Have you met
Does
Brody?
he
Can I say
exercise?
something about you?
Does he
real
actually?
quick?
Does he eat fast food?
I don't think he does, dude. He's pretty goddamn healthy. He's disciplined. I tell people, there's people that I do radio that are late for work. There's people I go, I have a young kid who just turned 21 years old. He's never. No, I'm going to say you're 21.
22.
We round
You
down
don't
so it
even
makes
know
it
he's
sound better. We
22.
round down so it
Yeah.
makes. He's 22 years old.
Mhm.
He's never been late for anything. He found me. He organizes
He's
everything.
texted me too,
He
and you
whatever.
got back to him. Okay.
He's never been late for. I go, Mike. He's never been late for one thing. He's always been on time. Now he did fuck up the one podcast with Mark.
Howe. What the greatest
greatest
interview
podcast-
we've ever done.
Greatest
that
interview
will
ever.
never be heard.
He's, finally, somebody's like pumped my tires up. Like he pumped my tires up, and Brody lost that. But we still love.
He's
Brody.
not a good speller.
Bro, he's not a good speller. He might fuck up. But man,
Hey,
you've
you gotta-
never been late for anything. Every time I call Brody, he
Who's
answers the
late?
phone.
Who do you work with that's late?
God, a couple guys.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
Andy, I
work with
put him on.
anybody that's late.
And like, if you're late for my radio show, you are gonna get it.
Help me understand the soccer thing. Like we beat Iran 1-0.
We have 350 million people. Every
And
kid
we only
plays.
can score one goal
Because
against
you don't have
Iran.
you don't have any superstars that come out of U.S. that people could be like, I like him. Now you got Messi and those guys, but you have to watch that at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's hard to get into soccer, pro soccer over in Europe. It's tough. We don't have the superstars over here. Now, I look at it like we have such good athletes, and I know the best athletes play basketball. I know they play football, and I get that. And you got hockey, and you got baseball sprinkled in, and this, that, and the other. But every kid growing up plays soccer, and I cannot believe that we do not have a better soccer team. Now, the women's are great. We have look down the road. Andy, look over there. Soccer field. Let me throw a rock that way. Soccer field. Let me throw a rock that way. Soccer field. Let me throw a rock that way. Oh, Play It Again Sports. Get a fucking soccer ball for $2. How are our kids not unbelievable at soccer? You had a team tie you Wales that has how many people in Wales, you think?
I'd say 3 million.
That's a great answer. 3 million people. How many people in fucking Amsterdam?
In New Amsterdam?
Or I'm sorry, in Netherlands.
I'd say 2.8.
17 million. You don't know what you're talking about because last time I said 3 million with Wales, and that's why I remember it. We have 350 million people, 325 million, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
We
How
can't
many
put
in
together.
Iran?
I would say.
Did you see what they had to do with the national anthem there?
I know.
Those guys?
Whatever.
They were threatened with torture.
Some
I don't know if
people
they
probably
were or
died.
their families were.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not good there, man. It's
But
not good there.
we only beat them 1-0.
That was an awesome game. I was into it, dude. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I
now
really
you're-
was.
see, I told you. But
Now I'm like, I'm voting. Hey, all y'all European, baby. I'm voting for. Or I'm rooting for England because I love all y'all.
But Cam,
Yeah.
it's no different than Canada's not the biggest country, but they've always kind of been the best hockey country and stuff like that.
Well, that's all they do is hockey. Hockey's love and life and everything there.
I know.
Everything you think about in Canada is back when your parents took you to a game. You're watching a junior team. You're playing on the ice outdoors.
And you're licking
it's your
maple
fucking
syrup.
life. It's your life
butter.
up there. It's
Hey,
the
listen,
coolest feeling in the world.
I'm gonna
when you
pass along
when you live in Canada.
my holiday cocktail for 2022. I'll
Yeah.
have my recipe for that coming out very, very soon. It involves vegan eggnog this year, Cam. As a matter of fact. So it won't give you that stomachache in the morning.
Yeah, well,
Non-dairy
your little tummy
eggnog.
can't handle that. Your little tummy
Hey,
can't.
so
I'm Andy.
so
I
I'll
can't
have my
things.
I'll have my
Yeah.
Christmas cocktail this year,
Yeah.
and my Canadian original secret recipe butter tarts.
I mean, like
They all eat those over there, dude. Do you not know that?
butter tarts. Hey, come over. I got butter tarts. I'm like, oh, cool. I know. I'll eat them, man. I don't want to be a dick. I'm sorry, man.
Well, come on.
What? What? I'm coming over for butter tarts. They ain't happening.
No, you're gonna
brother.
be Santa on Christmas Eve, actually.
I'll do that for the
Yeah,
kids.
okay, well, come on
like
over.
I would do that,
And you'll have
for you.
fun, and Kate will come and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I do want to have you guys out to the clubhouse
Yeah.
and have a little partay.
Let's
and
do it.
have an Uber
I
out.
told Lauren,
Come out. I know
we're-
you're
we're
driving.
there, dude.
You know, I'd rather you come out my way
I
than me
understand.
go your way. But if you want me to be Santa Claus for the kiddos,
Yeah, you
I
have to
swear
do
to
that.
God, I would do
Okay,
that.
you gotta go get the suit, though,
swear-
dude.
No, you got
No, you have to get the suit.
Yeah, okay. Well, now you're getting crazy. I don't do the extra step. You got to set it up for me, and I'll come and I'll bring the heat.
Dale Tallon was a good player, too.
Yeah, it was a good everything.
You want to get to Dale?
Yeah.
So how to Dale?
Dale, how you doing? Okay.
Okay, so listen.
How your brother Dale? I said, hi.
Cam Strick Podcast is always brought to you by Hair Club, hairclub.com, 800-279-7878, 800-279-7878. Go to our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Do it today. Say what's up to Mike and everybody
Mike, what's
over
up,
there.
baby?
Mike Nasser.
Oh, y'all.
Dude, they've got 1,200 locations throughout all of North America. So no reason just to live in that state when you can.
Dude, it's everywhere. Find it and get it done.
Ladies are losing their hair too, though.
Okay, I know, Andy.
It's very serious.
And that's the most. Listen, when a guy does it, you can shave your head and be like,
That's
"What's
right.
up, baby?"
But what about a
But
woman?
a woman,
I know,
God,
man.
it's tough. Like I feel
I
for
do
them.
too.
That's a tough one. Kate always thinks she's doing it. I'm like,
Hey,
her hair is luscious.
no, but it will.
But like that's how it is. Like
She bleaches it. Hair Club, hairclub.com, baby. All right, First Farm. Hey, listen, we said last week that Nick will just come to your party and jump out of a box. What's he gonna?
your bachelorette party.
Your bachelorette party. He's for hire. He's putting.
His wife's probably like, oh, that's
He's-
funny, guys. No,
Yeah.
no, we're joking. Nick's
No,
the nicest,
you're not
sweetest
joking.
human. Well, he can get paid a lot of money.
Dude, can I just say this
You
about
get paid a lot of
First Farm?
money.
Because my daughter was sick and stuff like that. They sent me a present. I'm thinking of you.
That's extreme.
Oh no, they did.
Oh, are you?
First Farm,
are
dude.
you talking about? Oh, Ivy.
Yeah.
Okay, because Chloe's sick, and I'm like, that's
because she has
she had
like
the
a
sniffles.
fever.
I'm like, Jesus, Nick.
No.
God, you guys are
No,
crazy.
my
over
daughter
there.
Ivy.
No, they're awesome.
They
like
sent
that.
us like
Yeah.
it's like a gratitude box.
Oh,
So what you do is you write down, like once a month or once a day, however you want to do it, what you're grateful for. Because they saw that my wife has a board at the house that says, I am grateful or thankful
kids
for
say
this.
something on
and
that?
the kids
That's
write what they're
cool.
thankful for.
That's cute.
We change it up every day.
yeah. remember
I'm
where
the
you're
only
at.
one that's never had a turn in the house. Like no one ever lets me have a turn. So
sometimes you need to like reevaluate yourself and stare in the mirror and be like, maybe I'm not that good at this or whatnot.
And so they sent this gratitude box, like thankful box, or whatever.
That was
wish
nice,
box.
dude.
So like it has this pad of paper, and then what you do is you write down what you're thankful for.
Yeah, I know.
And a piece, and then you put it in the box, and at the end of the year, you can go back and read your messages.
We like first form, and I tell you what, I feel like dog shit,
dude. And I was like, "Are you serious?"
That was
so
nice,
you'll probably be getting something in your.
For what? I shouldn't. Look, here's the deal. I did feel like shit this morning. God, I ate a lot of food yesterday. Oh,
and
God.
they sent me chocolates. Oh, hold on. I didn't tell you that. They also sent me
I
chocolate.
haven't got that much stuff. What the fuck?
I was like, Cam would be so upset, but I didn't want to tell you over the phone. I wanted to tell you here during the podcast.
It's all good. But I do feel like dog shit in the morning. Like
every morning?
Monday mornings.
Monday mornings,
Tomorrow will be all right. But like during the weekend, like we're going at it, I'm like,
who is?
Well, Kate and I were drinking. We're
going
doing
at
that.
it?
No, we're just like doing things or whatever, And then like Sunday night, like there's always something. Like the football games are on, and we order like something, and then we just eat ourselves
What'd you order
asleep.
last night?
Oh, Chinese food.
Terrible for you. You know what MSG is?
Well, they seem to live a long time in China.
Really?
Asians?
How long?
Right. I'd
Like,
say-
what's the average lifespan?
I would say it's way more than Americans.
Oh, you're just making things up.
Bro, you look it up real quick. Who
What's
lives
the
the
life
longest? I would say
expectancy of
Asians live.
Of the Chinese?
I would say overall Asians. I'd say Eastern Indian. I would say. I would just go ahead. Just look at this. Look.
So I'm going to guess the average.
But I think that the
average
it's dumbed
age
down
is
here.
77 for a man in China.
I would
and
say
for
it's
a
more than
woman,
that.
it's probably 78. Not 80.
I told you.
Okay, well, how old?
It doesn't matter.
Do you know everyone I knew who was Chinese growing up, their grandma lived with them, and she was like 100.
I know, and Japanese.
100 years old.
And it's weird because
still cooking.
it's really weird
Still,
because if
like,
you look,
no, still cooking.
yeah, oh yeah, up on the ball.
On the ball.
I know,
Answering the door.
because they don't have a lot of
Like
things.
a nightgown on.
They don't have a lot of things over there to get you
A
distracted.
nightgown and like slippers and stuff like
They
that.
don't have a lot of things over there that get you distracted away from being healthy.
Is that what
right?
it is?
I don't know. We have a lot of fast food
Very
here.
smart.
Very smart. Big time, boy.
They go to math, like extra math and
Yeah,
stuff like
they're
that.
very successful, very family oriented.
So, okay,
Damn
so they
right.
probably live to be well into their 80s and not 90s. But I mean,
know.
the ones that I know have been close to 100, damn near 100, Cam.
At that point, I'm like, get me out of here.
And the Americans, like, eat terrible and they're
Big
just
time, dude. Well, they're poor.
They're obese.
There's poor people in America, and they have easy access to poor shit food. And that's what
and
they
all
eat.
these fast food restaurants and all these corporations, they exploit the poor. They're like, oh, you can get more unhealthy food for less money.
Well, that's unhealthy food costs less than healthy food.
They're like, we're gonna super
And there's more
size
people
it.
poor people in China, and these, but they're disciplined.
Okay, but here's the deal.
And they don't have
It's
the
like,
access.
This
to
is what we do in
McDonald's and
America.
stuff.
We have healthy food, but we're going to make it so expensive that poor people can never eat healthy food, and we're going to super size everything and make it less
I
expensive.
like how you say we're going to. No, it's more like that's how it costs more to bring whatever that healthy thing is. It's easier to make shit
ingredients?
food. Yes. So my point is, like in China, they make their own food. And they're very self-disciplined. Or here you're like, oh, I gotta go to fucking McDonald's. Like it's different over there. It's a different environment. They make a lot of their own
cultural.
shit. Yeah, the culture's different, big time. It's discipline.
I know. You like because I can make Indian food.
I
too.
can make. I'd eat fucking curry.
bring you some.
Goddamn right.
I'll bring you some.
I'll beat up that toilet, but I'll eat it. It's horrible. I don't mean to be like that, but I would. Oh, sometimes, man. Like I'm not gonna eat curry if I have to go on like a flight.
Okay, but here's the
Oh
deal. man.
God, that's a nightmare.
I'll tell you what else will expand your life. First farm. You'll live a long, healthy life.
I was
dude.
gonna say I get up in the morning and I feel like shit, and I drink 2 scoops of protein. I crush like bop, and I'm like, "What's up?" Crush water. Like,
It doesn't
bop.
make you fat, by the way.
Oh, my
the
veins
protein.
pop out, and I'm like, "Oh, let's go."
Really?
Yes.
Which one you doing?
Well, I had the
Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
no, I had
Fruit Punch?
was it the raspberry, and then I had the I don't
Okay,
the
it's
thin mint. The mint.
Oh,
kind,
really?
yes.
Okay, so
I like that. I need.
what do you drink it with? Water or?
Cold water. Take a cold water bottle.
Because
put
you
it in
can
there.
use like
I got my shaker with the little thing that breaks it up more, and you tie it together, and it doesn't leak. The worst thing, let me tell you, all y'all something.
The shakers that leak.
The shakers that leak can go fuck themselves. Fuck all you shakers that leak because it's sticky protein on your neck and stuff, and it's cold outside. I'm like, yeah. My ADD kicks in. All this weird shit kicks in where I'm like, if I have sticky stuff on me, I get weirded out.
I hate that too.
And so in the morning, this shaker, man, I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Cam.
And I crush it. It's smooth as fuck, like I did in a blender.
Did you get the stainless steel shaker? Because I got that.
No, they gave. I got to re-up on.
Dude, you got to get the stainless steel shaker.
I got to re-up some things.
You get that stainless steel shaker. It comes in a couple different colors, dude. It is unbelievable. It'll change your life.
I just had I got my beef stick right yonder.
I know. Cam actually said after we did the interview today, he was like, God, I kind of feel like shit. And then he started eating the beef stick, and he's like, do you get the morning sausage, the breakfast sausage one?
I get all of it.
Is that what you get? Yeah, no, I like to, I keep the shaker very close to me, Cam. Very close to me. Okay.
Well, you're an athlete, man.
I got the fruits and the greens I put in there. The protein, I was worried because I had not been working out as much since COVID.
Oh, really? I can't tell.
Well, I had Jessie as my trainer for a while and she actually sent me a message the other day asking me how I am. Oh, man. She really misses me.
You're a wheel.
She misses me.
She's probably like, damn, I wish he wasn't married.
But the bars, dude, they've got, and I mean this, Cam, because there are people who have dietary needs and whatever. It's not. But they have vegan, like a whole vegan selection, vegan bars and everything. No, like the peanut butter bars, the chocolate brownie bars, dude, they're delicious, dude.
Yeah, I bet they are. No, they are delicious. I didn't even know they're vegan.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I don't even give a shit.
Well, they're not all of them are, but they have a vegan selection too.
That's cool.
I got my kids the vitamins, man. I feel comfortable going to sleep at night.
I like peeing when I'm on vitamins.
Peeing?
Peeing.
Why?
You can tell that you're healthy because you're pissing out all that.
Is it clear?
It looks like lime Mountain Dew.
Oh, that means you're dehydrated, dude.
Yeah, but
no. You don't want it to look like that. The more yellow, the more dehydrated you are.
It just has a different color to it, and you just know you feel healthy with the vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he always acts like he's so fucking like I'm just telling you what I see. I piss every fucking
Cam,
second of the day.
I just met this doctor from Harvard who does brain surgery. I said, "You are so smart." I mean, could you imagine how smart this guy can do He can do a brain operation on you with like robotics.
Okay.
He is
robots doing the thing?
No. Well, he may have to manually control
Did he
it. I don't know.
Make the robot
laser? Could you imagine being that
this guy's
smart?
so smart, he takes a robot and he does the robot does everything.
What do you think he thinks about all the time? Just
probably boring stuff.
You don't think he's a party?
Yeah. I hope he doesn't, because he's got to take care of business.
I know.
You gotta be a nerd, man. I don't want a guy parties.
If you saw somebody at the bar like talking like hockey with you, like slurring his word, and he's like, "I'm a heart surgeon," I'd be like, "I'd never use you."
Yeah, no shit. I know.
Like, can I have your card so I don't ever call you?
So I know it's you.
So I just make sure you never operate on anyone from my family.
I know.
Rather have my guy. Very smart. First Form, and again, Cam, use our link. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Order from our link. I'm telling y'all. And do it soon, man. It'll get there in time for Christmas. No worries about that. Get those energy drinks, by the way. I drink them every day. Here. It got me through the weekend.
Right here.
It got me through the weekend. I got cherry lime or blue raspberry, whichever one you want to use.
What do I got right here?
First Form. CarShield and CarShield.com, baby. We say happy holidays to everybody at CarShield, including our boy Nick. CarShield and CarShield.com. Use that promo code CAM. It's very embarrassing. Listen, I'm talking to all y'all in Saskatchewan, all my people up there. Just Cam, can I have a minute real quick? Yeah. Thank you.
Good
okay. All the people in Saskatchewan, all my people in Alberta, eating that Alberta beef, even if you're in Quebec or even on the Eastern Shore, just listen to me. Use that promo code CAM. It'll save you money. It'll save you 10%. That's why you go ahead and do it. Now, you never know when something's going to go down in your vehicle. It could be a carburetor. It could be a starter. It could be the engine. It could be the computer. It'll cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. But if you're protected with CarShield, you're all good. So get it and get it today. I saw Reaver now is on their commercials along with O'Reilly and Maroon and Ric Flair and everybody else that's doing it, dude. I love it. Love the commercials. Love the advertising. Love all the sponsorships. And love their passion for hockey, man. And what they do for hockey. CarShield and CarShield.com, baby. Again, 800-857-2481. Waggle Golf, get your waggle on. And get your waggle on today. If you are looking to take your golf game to the next level, Hit me up. I'd love to golf with you. I've got the quarter zips. I got the hoodies. I got the hats. I am dressed for success when it comes to winter golf, without a doubt. And they're taking care of people all over the country too, man. I see people wearing that Waggle stuff everywhere, no matter what climate you're living in, because they've got something for everybody. Again, some of the stuff, man, it just stands out. And I got different color variations, different everything, man. I just love everything you find over there with Waggle Golf. Travis is getting it done, but get it today. I mean, be original. I mean, Cam doesn't know what to get Kate. He wants to draw her a little picture of like a birdie and like a sun and grass and
She's
like.
Got all the golf clothes. Like,
yeah,
I want
get
her
her
some
some
more
golf
Waggle
clothes.
shit.
Yeah, well, you have to open your wallet, dude. Okay.
Yeah, dude, I always open my wallet, man.
No, you're getting Pat. Maybe Pat was right about you.
Get out of here, dude. Cheap.
Patty.
Yoink.
I wonder how much money they raised, dude.
50 G's.
Wow. Maybe Jack did donate.
He probably did.
Maybe he said, let's make it anonymous. Because I want everyone to think I'm a jerk.
It's all good.
And I have no conscience.
I don't think he cares.
Jack?
Well, he's been doing this for a while, so it's like
I think
whatever.
there may be a medical issue that he's been going through as well.
Maybe.
So I know
the way your eye looks right now, I don't know. You're going to have to get that checked out, homie.
it's a high stick.
No, it's not. It's a pillow from your son.
Went into the corner. Is it
like
that,
I
is it that
changed that
bad?
story.
What do I do for it?
I don't know.
I'll send
Let it be.
I'll send. I know an eye doctor.
Make a
I'll send
story
him
up.
I'll send him a picture. Waggle Golf. Get your waggle on and do it today. GetYourWaggleOn.com. That's the website. Waggle Golf. WAGGLE. Man, you want to be the best dressed golfer this winter season? Do it with
Dude,
Waggle.
I'm getting all new clubs, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I need to load up on Waggle to like balance everything else out.
Cool. Sparks. The Sparks skate sharpener. I had some parents that were like, dude, do you mind sharpening the skates? Because there was no place to go.
Yeah,
we had a
that's
game
what
the
it's
next
for.
morning. I said, give them to me. Load up the car.
It's easy. Boom. Press a
I'm
button.
sharpening skates, man. Those
Yeah,
kids.
and you could act like you did it too.
Oh, I did do it.
So everybody's like, wow, Andy, you're good at this.
And they're wheeling around the next day.
Yeah.
Kids are like, wow, my skates have never felt better. I said, well, now you know what it's like.
Really, it's very easy to do because anybody could do it.
Not true. Well, true. That is
Yeah,
true.
what do you-
It's very true, actually.
Jesus. You see, Andy
Hey.
can't help but like pump himself up. Like he can't, like he'll
No,
even
that
like
is very
downplay
true.
a sponsor. To,
No,
like,
that
pump
is
his
very
own
true.
tires.
Sparks, anybody can
goofy.
use the Sparks. But I do have a way of like how I do the
Sure you
edges
do.
and stuff like that and
You
get
press
the
a fucking
burrs
button,
off of
dude.
it afterwards.
It's easy. Anybody can do it.
But dude, the Sparks is just a game changer. It has been one of the best things that I've ever had in my entire life, and I mean that. Any hockey parents out there, any men's league player, if you have kids that are playing, do yourself a favor and get the Sparks.
Yeah.
And get it today. Use that promo code Cam Strick. You'll save more money than you're going to save on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, Cam, your type of holidays.
I don't leave the house, brother.
You know what Boxing Day is?
Yeah. Yes, I do. 2004 Boxing Day. Remember that?
No.
Do you remember that, Brody? 2004 Boxing Day.
There was no hockey.
250,000 people died.
Oh,
What was it from?
An explosion.
Nope. What was it from? Damn right. Sri Lanka. It was an earthquake. 9.2.
Well, that's something that would take out
and it
250.
killed look at that up on YouTube. Sri Lanka, 2004 Boxing Day. Fucking.
I was
tsunami.
looking for something
It's the most
a
horrific
little
thing
more
ever. I'm
upbeat
sorry.
for this
Sorry.
holiday season.
Oh, sorry about that.
By the way, we'll have our best of coming out
That'd
as
be
well
cool.
at the end
Yeah,
of the month
there's plenty of it.
and the first week of January.
We got a lot of that.
Best of the Cam and Strick. If you have any suggestions, what was your favorite?
Yeah.
What was your favorite?
It could be our just banter. It could be this.
What
It
was
could
your
be whatever.
favorite episode of 2022? Go to camandstrick.com. Just look at all of them and say, wow. If you can't, because you can't remember all of them. I get it.
Yeah.
But just look at all of them and say, wow, this was
Wow,
my
this is
favorite. No,
cool.
this was my favorite.
Yeah.
No, this was my favorite. I remember
There's
when
a
he
lot
said
of shit.
this.
I liked when Andy talked about
I like when Andy talked about
himself.
skiing down the Black Hills.
I like when Andy brags about himself.
I like when Andy hunted that bear in northern Manitoba. Survived
He's
on his
ripped
own
off
in
of
the woods.
Yellowstone.
Survived in the woods on his own.
Yellowstone should hire you, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. You look like you should be on a ranch like that. You and Kevin Costner can cruise around with Ripper.
Do you like? Do you recommend Yellowstone, the show?
Pretty cool, yeah.
Really, honestly,
Totally cool, yeah.
Okay.
If you like that kind of stuff.
No, I
and
do.
1883.
And you know I do. Sparks, use that promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you lots of money. And again, you're going to have your own skate sharpener at your house. Are you kidding me? Like, be a real hockey person. Have a skate sharpener at your house. It's 2022. It's time to do that. Bellman, Cam. Oh, say hi to Dan Bellman.
Danny boy, what's up? Merry Christmas.
Like, happy holidays and all that, yeah.
I know.
Go ahead.
Hey, Merry Christmas, homies. Danny boy, you're the best. I love that Grand Wagoneer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Get yourself a new vehicle, dude.
Yeah, man.
And get
I'm telling you, this Grand Wagoneer. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, but there's lots of other ones. There's a Buick.
But I know about this, so let me like pump it up.
Yeah.
And they're trying to sell it.
There's
So
Buick and there's GMCs. Too,
I like
on the other side of the street in Troy.
GMCs are cool, but this Grand Wagoneer is fucking
Say
badass.
Troy.
Chai. It's in Troy, Missouri. It's easy to get to. Huge place.
On
cool
the other
people.
side,
Yeah.
they've got the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cam.
I know. The Jeep, man.
They've got something for everybody.
They do. Check it out. Just go explore.
Those Dodge trucks, dude, I could use like a 2-ton.
2-ton. You sound smart a lot. And I know I sound dumb here and there, but like, I don't know what. Like, I don't know. 2-ton? It's a big one.
Yeah, I know.
It's a big one,
Like
Andy. You
like
probably couldn't even step up on it.
like a Henny.
Get out of here.
How many? No, like what does it weigh? What's a truck weigh, dude?
It depends on what you have, man.
Like a 350 or something. Like what's that weigh?
350s are nice. That's a big boy.
What does it weigh? 2-ton.
Half
dude.
ton,
Oh.
3/4 ton.
Is it really? Okay.
3/4 ton, 350, 3/4
Well, maybe
ton.
a 3/4 ton. Okay.
My dad had a 1 ton when he
Dude.
was doing waterproofing back in the day at Dodge when they first came out. It was awesome. It was a flatbed 1 ton. Had a big fucking. He had the big waterproofing kit on the back.
Did he?
110-degree weather, slanging this
Awesome.
dirty fucking hose, slanging water like goosh, goosh, goosh.
No,
I
that's
remember
awesome.
going with him and he'd like write my name into the side of the concrete and the side of the fucking, the concrete wall there where the first pour all the fucking slats and all that shit. And I remember him walking home with like tar over his face and clothes and couldn't get it off. It was hot. And I'm like, God damn, I don't want to do that. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's how you learn.
So
You didn't do anything when you were a kid, did you? Like, did you have to do any hard labor?
I didn't do anything, Andy.
Hard work.
I didn't work hard at all. Everything happened.
Did you ever
to
have
me.
a job?
They're like, Cam, you're from Eureka. You're from fucking Hillbillyville in the middle of nowhere. No one's ever made it in the NHL. Here, I'm going to take you and I'm going to guide. And you don't have to fight anybody. You don't have to work your ass off. You don't have to get a trainer young. Your parents don't have to go broke because of traveling. No, I'm just going to give you the way because you're just a good old boy. So I'm just going to do that for you. It just happened.
A question for you.
Yeah,
Did you ever
fucking crazy?
Did you ever get a job? Have a job?
I had one at Mudbus Motors, taking cars up to different dealerships for like 6 months just to make. But I played juniors when I was 15. Dude.
I'm just asking. Have you ever had a job?
Not really.
Like you never worked at like a
No, I was playing hockey.
restaurant or like a.
Well, I was signed at a young
you ever had a
age.
part-time job?
I did. I just told you I worked at Midwest Motors for a second.
A few minutes.
Yeah.
Where
so
else
no.
did you work?
I told you I was just playing hockey.
That was it.
Yeah.
I had so many jobs, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I used to get fired.
And yet we're doing the same thing.
I know.
And yet we're doing the same thing.
I know. I used to get fired a lot from like part-time job. I wouldn't like show
I
up.
was playing hockey, man. Like you chirped me for being athletic, but like I was good enough to like not have to get a
I
job.
hated working.
And my parents didn't have money. But like I started making money right away because Lou signed me for a couple $100,000. And before that, like my agent helped out. I knew I was going to play 1 year when I was 15, whatever it was, 16, and boom, I was going to be in. It just happened.
Let's talk about that next episode. Some of the jobs, some of the part-time jobs. We'll talk about that next episode.
What you had?
Yeah, some of the part-time.
All right.
jobs. Okay.
People would be really interested in that.
Some of the interesting stories. Hey, go to camandstrick.com, Cam.
Hey, look, I'm not going to lie to you, though. Like, it is cool. Like, you did other things, man. Like, I'm one-dimensional. Like, I wish I would have learned how to, like, use tools and know how to take my car apart or fucking screw in things or do something around the house. Like, I'm one-dimensional. And when I retired, I had no idea what the fuck I was good at. I'm not educated, obviously. And then, like, what is somebody
Try
gonna hire me
different things,
for?
dude. Just use YouTube.
Well, you could do that now, but my point is no one's going to hire you when you have to use YouTube. My point is, like, I have to do something on radio. So radio came about, and I had to put everything into it.
You should have gone into scouting.
Well, dude, they wanted to hire me. I had a 2-year contract over in Nottingham. They wanted me a coach. I was captain. I was on all that stuff.
You were the captain of the team?
Yeah, I was going to be the captain. They sold
Oh,
jerseys.
you were going to be.
Yeah. They sent me a 2-year deal. They had me on the buildings in Nottingham. Asked my wife. They had all this set up, and then I got job offers from radio, and I'm like, I have to start my next career.
Really?
Andy, I had to go fight over there, man, and I knew I was going to get corked.
Really?
I did.
So
yeah.
were you honestly?
I was
were
scared.
you too scared to go back and play?
Kind of. My wife wanted me to start my next job. I need
scared to fight.
Either I'm committed. I was going to go over there and be captain, player coach, stuff like that, and build my way up to maybe own or be a GM of there. Yeah. But I need to live here. This is my baby, dude. I'm a Midwest motherfucker. It would have been awesome.
You couldn't live anywhere else?
Yeah, I could, but radio popped up right before out training camp, and I had to screw them over, and they retired me. Remember that? And and it was, and I don't blame them. I fucked them over, but
Why would you do that to them?
Because I needed to start my next career, and it finally came together at the end of summer, and I had to let them know. And thank God I did do that.
Were you training that summer to go back?
No. Yes. Fuck yeah. And I was doing.
Were you in shape?
And I was doing radio stuff to see, and I was going.
You never really missed hockey. I can tell you never.
Well, like I got into radio, and I love it.
Yeah, you never missed hockey.
Hey, dude, if I was grinding 9 to, of course I would. But I'm having a good time. Look what we're doing. We started all this like. I went through a little bit of hell at, the radio but yeah, no. I've been having a good time, man. I don't have to fight anybody. Like, I was done doing that. I didn't get hurt, and I felt like I was going to get rocked because I was fighting the tough guys, and they brought in so many tough guys in that league next year.
I
I know.
But they were bringing some tough guys over. There's a lot of, if you look at it, a lot of tough guys would go over there and play.
I know. And they wouldn't work hard. I went over there and busted my ass. I hit guys. I fought everybody. Knocked a guy out hardcore. Did crazy stuff for the fans. Always happy, funny with them.
Just 1 year?
Yeah. We won 2 championships out of 3. That was cool.
What does that mean?
There's 3 different championships there. It's really cool, man. I didn't understand it for the longest time.
Well, let's get into that on the other side.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's get to Dale Tallon. Why don't you toss it to Dale?
Dale. Hey, Dale, I know you're down in Florida hitting that fucking golf club. Actually, he's not golfing anymore, is he?
Well, he played
those
for
old
fun.
school
He played with
clubs.
Big Poppy.
And he's cool as shit,
Oh, Big
dude.
Poppy and I got stuck in the elevator. I told you that story.
That was a riveting story.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, what happened? They're like, well, nothing. I'm like,
oh, no, a lot happened in there.
Yeah, what'd you like?
He's like showing me like his necklaces and stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome. Anyway, Dale was cool as shit. Been through a lot. Look that dude up on Wikipedia, man. Awesome golfer. Played in the NHL. TV, GM. Just like he just does it all, man. That guy's like embedded into the hockey soul, Mm-hmm. So here's Dale Tallon right here on the Cam Strick Podcast.
Yeah, baby. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. Nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and right off the bat, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now to the interview.
Hello.
Dale.
Hello. Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Is this Michael Dale?
What's up?
Yeah. Michael Dale Lee. That's me. My mom wanted a lot of kids.
Hey, listen, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. So
cool.
I hope you're poolside, Dale, and you're just kicking your feet up.
What are you doing?
Smoking a cigar.
I am. No, actually, I'm putting my schedule together for the rest of the month.
What does it look like? Like, does it say I do whatever the hell I want to do?
Yeah, that's what it says. And don't go anywhere above 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Isn't that the life, though, Dale? Listen, you've done so much, man.
Yes.
I mean, you played. We can tell we can tell Cam what that's like, to play in the NHL. Listen, you played.
Such a dick.
You worked in television forever. You've been a GM. You've been an executive. You've been on winning teams. I mean, isn't that nice just to be able to kind of like coast into the sunset? But you got a lot of years ahead of you. Don't get me wrong, but you get to do kind of choose what you want to do.
Good. I've been very blessed. I'm very, very happy.
Not to mention you're a golfer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you still golfing all the time?
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
Well, you just got people down there, your buddies. You got some nice courses.
Nothing major anymore. I was a tournament player. I don't play any tournaments anymore. I'm too old.
When did you stop doing that?
Well, last summer was my last attempt at senior AM and all those senior open, those types of things. So I'm done.
When you were young, though, like just to balance hockey and golf and to be very good at both, like did one come easier than the other? Or they both come pretty easy, or did you have to work for it?
They came. I started very young. I was lucky. Both my mother and father played, and they had a nice 9-hole golf course up in my little town there in northwestern Quebec that the mine built for its executives, and it was a par 37, 4 par 5, so you could hit it all over the place. So I tagged along when I was a kid, and so I played both, and in 1970, the top guy in golf was making $100,000 maybe at the most, you know. And you know, you could always play golf. You couldn't do the opposite, play golf and go to hockey, but you could always go to golf after hockey. That was the plan. So it got me a good contract in Vancouver when I won the Canadian Junior in 1969 out in Kelowna, British Columbia. And then I got drafted by the Canucks, and they offered me a contract, and I kind of told them, no, I'm not going to take that. I'm going to go play golf. So that helped in the negotiations. And it was just a big bluff, though. So,
well, hey,
but that's cool. Like,
use whatever you can in negotiations.
Yeah, but Andy, think
about days,
yeah, but think like you're a young kid, you're in Quebec, and like you're going to school, and all your buddies are on. You're like, no, I'm really good at hockey, and I'm really good at golf, and I'm getting a ton of attention on both. Like you're riding it pretty good as a kid, huh?
Yeah. You know, I was in northwestern Quebec, but I spent most of my teenage years in Oshawa, London, Ontario, and Toronto. So there was better competition as far as golf and tournaments all over in southern Ontario. So, you know, and then I played for the Oshawa Generals for a year, and then I was traded to the Marlies, played for the Toronto Marlborough. So I combined the two there, and part of the negotiations and my deals with those teams, I got a golf membership somewhere. And so that really, so I continue to, you know, be able to play both, and that was pretty beneficial.
Dale, did you use wood clubs?
Yeah.
Like
how bad were they?
Wood golf clubs?
Persimmon clubs and a lot of balls.
Like do you use old school stuff like when you're like, you know, when you're golfing pretty heavy later on? Were you like, no, I need to adapt? I know this.
Yeah, no, I've always tried to adapt. You know, I've kind of been a junkie when it comes to sticks and skates, and you know, trying to improve and get better. The only problem is all the good players and the fast players got the same equipment after a while, so they, you know, you had to try and stay ahead of it. But
no doubt.
You know, I had a pair of tuck blades that Bobby Orr had given me at his hockey school. He didn't like them, and I tried them, and they were great. But then all the fast guys got them, so then we were back to square one again. You know?
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
But golf, I'm a kind of a golf junkie. I'm a collector of clubs and putters and stuff. Like, this is my only vice now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll move on from golf. But hey, listen, who's the most famous person you've golfed with? Because when you're good at golf,
we'll move on from golf, but I got more questions.
I have noticed, like, everyone wants to play golf with you, and you're in an industry in hockey where everybody plays golf too. So, like, people are they calling you when they go to Florida? Like, hey, Dale, let's go out. Let's go out and play.
Yeah. I just got a call the other day, a friend of mine, and invited me to go play in a charity event over in Naples for Big Poppy's tournament. So that was a lot of fun. Ooh. I just went over to Naples for a couple-hour drive and had 6 hours of bliss on the golf course. Seemed like an eternity, but it was a fun event and raised a lot of money for kids. So stuff like that I like doing. It's fun.
Cam, do you know who Big Poppy is?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the baseball
Ortiz,
player.
Yeah. Get on with yourself, Andy. Good God.
I didn't know if you thought he was like a rapper.
You did say a 6-hour round.
He had an entourage like he was a rapper.
I know. Hey, listen, true story. Dale, one time, 2004 World Series, Boston's in the World Series. You know, they hadn't won. They had the curse and all that type of stuff. I got stuck in an elevator with Big Poppy for like,
you're kidding.
Oh no, for like almost an hour at Busch Stadium, stuck in the elevator. He's wearing a big, like, Brian Urlacher football jersey.
No, that dude's, he's got an entourage.
Oh, yeah, he was not having it. I thought he was going to, like, rip it open with his two, like, hands.
He's a big dog.
Yeah.
You probably didn't say a word to him.
He's a really nice guy.
Super nice guy. Hilarious, man.
Super nice. Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
Was he a good golfer?
No, I don't think he played. He rode around the cart with a bunch of, his buddies.
Hey, who's the best golfer you've played with, though, hockey-wise?
Yeah.
Mario was really good. Darren Veach, who used to play for Detroit years ago, was very good. Pierre LaRouche was outstanding. He might be the best one of all of them. Pierre is a really good player. So I don't know. There's so many good ones. But probably Pierre, I would give him the edge too, because he could really chip and putt. He had great hands. He still could putt. So that's the most important part of it.
Yeah.
Write that down.
That's
Andy.
what they've told me. I've heard all about that, Dale.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
All right,
putting's only important if you want to score well.
Exactly. Yeah, if you want to score, no doubt.
That's a good point. I actually feel like if there's one area I could ever become decent at, it would be putting. All right, so let's go back to when you're young. Like, you got into hockey. I mean, was everybody playing hockey? I'm sure. Growing up in Canada. Like, when did you realize you were good, Dale?
I had a lot of offers for scholarships in Michigan, and Al Renfrew was the coach. He came to visit us, and in those days, freshmen couldn't play. You had to sit out. I think it was 1972 that changed the rule, but in 66, 67, when I was being recruited, I would have had to sit out a year. And you could still play junior A hockey till your last year of junior eligibility. So I got drafted by Oshawa in the Universal Draft, and they were the worst team in the OHL. I went to Oshawa, and then I got traded to the Marlies, and I loved playing in Toronto. And I used to go to Leaf games and practice and skate at Maple Leaf Gardens. So I got then my last year junior, I started to play better and better, and then there were some rumblings. We played against Gilbert Perreault and the Junior Canadians. It was a great rivalry, and then I started to get a feel for it about Christmas of my last year junior that I might have a chance to at least get drafted and maybe give it a shot. So that's when probably my last half of my last year junior in Toronto.
Okay, so you go second overall in the draft. I mean, explain the draft.
Improved since then.
Yeah. Hey, was it like a packed house, like 20,000 fans? Like, did you go on stage and hug Bettman?
Yeah. No, we didn't have any of that. I found out I got drafted in a phone booth on the way on Highway 400 going to the Earl Walton Sports Camp where I was working in the summer, and I got a call from my agent at the time, Al Eagleson, and he called me and told me I was drafted by. They thought Buffalo won they had a roulette wheel, and they weren't quite sure who won the role, and then it ended up going to Buffalo first, and then I thought I was going to go to the Bruins. They had the third pick, and I had already talked to their chief scout, and I thought I was going to go to Vancouver was going to take Perreault, or if Buffalo won, Vancouver was going to take Reggie Leach, who was a Western kid, and I was going to go third to Boston. So surprisingly, Vancouver took me at second, and that's where it all started.
Okay, so even back then, as like a high draft pick, like describe what it's like walking into the room. Is everybody like would they look at you like, okay, here comes the big shot? Were they hard on you? And even like back then, would you feel the same type of pressure like maybe a kid would feel now who's coming in at 18 years old?
Yeah, well, I was 19, so I was a little older, and I'd lived in Toronto, and I had a little experience. My dad had played hockey professionally, so he had warned me. But those days, training camp was 6 weeks long, and Vancouver owned about 60 players from the old Canucks in the Western Hockey League. So I had 2 days, and then Pat Quinn was in my face, and guys like that, and Kurtenbach, and so they were all going after me because I signed the so-called big contract and the bonus baby. So we had to fight through that, and once you got through that, then they took me with Kurtenbach and Quinn and Gary Doak and Andre Boudreau and all these guys really under their wing really helped me a lot. But training camp was a bit of a struggle. A lot of fights, fighting through stuff.
Yeah.
So I got a good indoctrination.
So you see,
you got shaved, the whole deal. Things today you go to jail for.
Oh my God! What do you mean they shaved your
head? Shave
head?
Everything or what?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
So they did that. Oh God.
With like a straight blade razor.
Like, yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it wasn't fun.
He wasn't looking. Yeah, you just got to let it happen at that point. But you said 6-week training camp. I mean, these guys now just
11 exhibition games.
Jesus. So like, what kind of training was it? And did you train really before you went to camp? Did you know what you were doing?
Yeah, well, we did a lot of running. We did a couple miles and push-ups and shoot a steel puck. And nothing sophisticated at all. You went to camp to get in shape. That was the thing. And then I went to this Lloyd Percival, who had this fitness institute in Toronto before camp, and started to work out there with him and to get stronger. And it really worked. I had a good, solid first year. I didn't get hurt. And I set a record for points by a rookie defenseman that one time. And I was really fit. I was up trying to stay ahead of the curve. But then I started, and then in the summer I'd play golf. But basically you went to camp to get in shape. You get in shape, out of shape, back in shape.
I know.
No protein shakes after. Like, did you guys?
No blenders, man.
Was it tight knit though? Like after practice?
Yeah. We'd all go for lunch. We'd all go. Everybody went to the same place all the time. It was, we'd skate for an hour and a half, and then we'd go for lunch for 6 hours,
Oh, yeah.
What do you see now, though? Because they don't really do that. I mean, maybe they will on the road occasionally, like everyone gets together.
No, they can't, they can't. Everybody's taking pictures, and I don't envy these guys today. They make a lot of money, and they've got to bury themselves. They can't go anywhere or do anything because people are going to, regardless, they're going to take one pictures. they're worth 1,000 words. You know, they're going to try and get you in trouble. So
Florida, they can. Does anybody know who they are?
Matthew Tkachuk's on a golf cart right now, hanging out, cruising around.
He's like, this is great. It's a little bit different than Calgary.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's higher than 1 degree, too, you know? It's like, it's not 1 degree.
I think you need to have a lot of dedication now. You know, the guys are fitter.
Yeah.
You know, training camp's not even necessary. They come to camp in great shape, and it's only 3 hours a day for, 2 weeks or 10 days. Yeah. And these guys have full, you know, they got $20,000 a year for a trainer. They got a nutritionist. They got, everything they can possibly have. And they can afford it because they're not, most of the guys I was playing with had to have a job working on a beer truck or something in the summer,
Yeah, no doubt. And like if you show up in shape, like you get the money to do it, you have every access possible anytime you want to skate. So there's really no excuse. But like, do you look at it like playing in Florida and you just said it's tough, man. These guys have to put their head in the sand so no one looks at them. Yeah. But like in Florida, you kind of can get away with it. Even in St. Louis here and there, people are going to know you. Don't get me wrong. But in Canada, though, it's a different animal. And do you think these kids look at that and say, you know what? I like to hide out a little bit. I want a social life.
And it comes with the beach.
And it comes with the beach. Shit.
Jonathan, the thing in Florida is, you got all these relatives coming to visit you at Thanksgiving, Christmas. Like I always told everybody, I had a four-car garage and a one-bedroom apartment. You could park your car here, but you can't stay here, because the distractions are immense. Everybody wants to come and visit. Everyone wants to come and see you, and you've got to really focus. It takes a special kind of guy. I remember when I first came to Florida and to take over, a lot of the guys came down here was kind of their retirement package. They got 3 years left or 2 years left, and they're coming to Florida, and they played like that.
Yeah, they played like that.
We needed to clean house and get people in here that wanted to come here and wanted to make the commitment to play here, because there are a lot of positives to it. Going to practice in shorts and sandals is a little different than wearing a parka.
No, you want people that want to win there, not just live there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and that's the key, because listen, they got a lot of Russians who train there in the off season. Dale, as you know, a lot of the Russians go down there, they train, and I just feel like, I mean, you talk to a lot of these guys, they all want to play in Florida. Like, it's not always about like that. They're not talking about the hockey because
they're changing.
I know, but yeah, they all want to live there too, though. They all want to play there. Do you have to fight that a little bit when you were managing Florida? Yeah. Okay.
Everybody said you're going to get this guy because you don't have to pay state tax.
Right.
It's going to save him on a $10 million deal, this, and this. We tried that a lot, and, it still didn't work. They still wanted the number, because it was all about, the perception of what that guy was making. It was always the number. And we always said, well, what about, the discount of the taxes and the 10, 12% reduction? But it didn't work. They want to go. Most guys want to go where they want to win, and now the culture's changed here. They've developed. The owners want to win. They're spending more money. They're at the cap. They're making a commitment to win, and they've got a much better team because of it.
Yeah, they're exciting.
Hey, listen, we'll get back to that. I just want to ask you one more question, like your playing career, because I want people to know, like, you could play. Yeah. You were an all-star player. But, like, when you went to Chicago, like, was that a breath of fresh air for you? You're playing with Stan Mikita. You're getting a little more attention probably playing in that market maybe than Vancouver at that time. But what was that like for you personally? Like, that changed your life, I would imagine, right?
I met all those guys at Team Canada, in 72. I was just a tag-along in that series, and I got to be really good friends with Dennis Hall and Stan and Bill White and those guys. And once I was traded, WHA came in. It was either I go to WHA and leave Vancouver outright, or get traded to a team, and then I ended up going to Chicago. The only problem with Chicago was when I arrived there for a press conference, I was supposed to be the centerman for Chico Mackey and Bobby Hull, and then Bobby jumped to the other league, to Winnipeg. So now who was going to play left wing. But when I went to the press conference, they gave me number 9 because they were mad at Bobby for.
God, I know. I can't. Why would they do that to you?
Fan of the fire. I wore 9 in Vancouver, but no one else had ever worn it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little different. But when I came to Chicago, it was so revered, and he was such a great player. I remember in the press conference, or after the press conference, I said there was missing this jersey was great. They're just missing a decimal point in front and about 30 pounds of muscle. and I didn't want the number. But they were upset and they wanted me to have it. And so I wore it one exhibition game. And I said, I can't wear this number. It's just, no, let's clearing that up right now. And I'm going to get booed off the ice here too.
Oh, yeah, you're right behind the 8 ball right off the bat.
So they were booing you though. They were booing you though every time you touched the puck, right?
Well, at first, yeah, like there was no Bobby Hull. There was no Bobby. He's one of a kind.
Well, you should have just
welcome, Dale.
You should have taken your shirt off, Dale, and say, "Hey, look, I am Bobby Hull."
No shit.
Lifting a bale of hay over a wagon, they would have laughed at me.
How was Chicago in that era, man? Like, it's such a cool, unique city.
We only lost 14 games my first year there. I don't think we won 14 games in Vancouver in 3 years.
Oh yeah.
But so it was fun to play. We knew that we were going to win, and we had a good, solid team. And even though a couple of guys had left to go to the WHA, we still had a lot of good assets. And, we still had Makita, who one of my favorite people and favorite players of all time. He was just great to watch practice and play and see how he handled himself. And, the MPH line, Martin Pappen and Hall, Dennis Hall, I was just with him last week. And he and Jimmy Pappen were my two best friends. And when I played for the Toronto Marlboros, Jimmy Pappen was a star with the Maple Leafs. And he took me under his wing. For no reason at all, other than I used to hang around and watch the Leafs practice when I was in Toronto, and he just took me under his wing, took me golfing, and took me to dinner, and because I was making $10 a week living in Toronto and I didn't have any money, so he was really good to me. And then I got to play with him in Chicago. We had a lot of fun. We had a good group of guys there. We had a good team. Billy Ray was a great coach, took great care of me, and liked the way I played, and he played me a lot.
Where'd you live at? Where'd all the guys live at that time?
Well, I was the only guy. They wanted everybody to live in the suburbs. I said, I'm not driving twice a day to game day. So I lived downtown. I lived at a place called Lake Point Towers. And the commute was it was 8 minutes to the rink under Lower Wacker Drive to the stadium.
Yep.
So
Weren't you a golf pro too, though? Like a couple nice courses?
Later on, when I retired, I became a golf pro after
How does that work? What does that mean, golf pro? Like,
it means you're the big dog.
They pay you a salary for that?
Yeah, I ran went to clubs in Chicago. I was a head pro at a place called Tamarack, and then at Highland Park Country Club. So yeah, I was teach and run outings and stuff like that. It's a lot of work. Yeah, golf businesses.
Did you enjoy it?
250 bosses. Yeah, I loved it. I really did. I really loved it.
Wow. If you're the golf pro, you have a lot of responsibility.
You think you could have?
You don't play a lot of golf. You work a lot.
You're working.
You're running a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
Dale, you mentioned the salary what those guys were making. Like it made sense to go. I don't know. I'm curious what the highest paid player in the NHL was making in 1970 because it couldn't have been that much more than what 100,000.
I don't think there were more any guys. There were a couple of guys making $100,000 maybe, but Gordie Howe maybe. I mean, I remember this. I was making 60 my first year. I think I got 60 to sign and 60 to play, which was high. It was really high in those days. Yeah, 1970, 71. And then the WHA came in, and then that bumped everything up, probably doubled everything. And then when I came to Chicago, everybody renegotiated.
Yeah.
I think Stan and Tony were in the 350 to 400 range when we, when I in 73, 72, 73.
That's good money.
And then it jumped to 800 with Shanahan and the Pronger deal, and then all of a sudden it was $1 million, and then all of a sudden it's
for the entry level. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man. It really is crazy. Hey, could you have made it, you think, if you just would have focused on golf? Like, you think you could have been on the PGA Tour
Live Tour
and had a career?
I think so. I played a lot of competitive golf till I was 20, and then I qualified for the Canadian Tour my first couple of years in Vancouver. Some of the guys that had success in the Tour I grew up and played with, and it would have been tough, but if I had a full-time commitment to it with the same as I had to hockey, I always like to think I would have, but that's a tough road to hoe there. As I said, 1970, there was only one or two guys making $100,000.
I know.
You had to qualify on Mondays.
Until the big boys showed up in 97.
Yeah, you should join the Live Tour. You should join.
I know. You want to make $200 million from Saudi money?
Right. Yeah,
I'll do it.
Hey man,
for you.
All right, so you start becoming an NHL executive, man. And most people listening probably today, that's how they remember you as, right? An NHL executive. Right. You're still working to this day, working with Vancouver. But All right, so you're in Chicago. You start as an assistant GM, but you become the GM and the big dog there. Help build that team. Like, what pick are you most proud of? Like, what was like the most exciting day for you of all those guys you brought in, either signed or drafted in Chicago? Like, what makes you to this day being like, yep, I saw that guy play prior to him coming into the NHL, and I picked his ass.
Well, I would have to say Patrick Kane. You know, I mean, the draft that gave me the biggest nightmare was the Jonathan Toews draft. We had the third pick, you know, so I was hoping he would fall to us, and I didn't sleep that night for sure. It ended up that he ended up being the third pick, and then the next year we won the lottery. We were picking fifth, and we won the lottery. I was on my way honest to God, I was on my way to Halifax, flying Chicago to Ottawa to Halifax to see Voracek play for Halifax. And because we were picking 5 and he was in that range. And when I got off the plane in Ottawa to change planes, my phone lit up and we had won the lottery. And so I continued on to Halifax to see the kid play. And everyone thought that Voracek was, you know, I kept playing the game. I didn't let anybody on who we were going to take in the draft. We actually weren't 100% sure who we were going to take at that time. But it ended up that we saw Patrick Kane, Rick Dudley, and I in a game in London, Ontario against Plymouth. And Kane got 2-2 after he got knocked silly into the corner boards. And I think Jared Boll almost hit him through the boards. And he got up and he got 2-2 and they won 4-0. And I said that we mutually looked at each other and said, that's our guy. And that's one of the things that we're proudest of, that look what he's done and how well he's played and how well the two have played together.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. And I like what you said there, because he got up. Because, you know, as small as he is, like, you don't see Patrick Kane put himself in positions where he gets blown up. He's been pretty durable. No. Like, was there ever any concern, though, that maybe he was too small? Because you look at him in person, like, he's not big at all.
He wasn't big at all then, you know. He probably was 5'9", 150 tops.
Andy said,
it's that. You know, but when we drafted Duncan Keith, he was about the same size, and he played for Michigan State. And then he went and played in the Western Junior League and he got bigger and stronger. But so did Kaner. But Kaner had kind of a wide frame, wide stance. He never really put himself, and he was always willing to go in with the tall trees. And he had, he was a good stick and wasn't afraid to get whacked around and go score in troubled areas. So that was the one thing that was really special about him. Plus, he made everyone else around him better. He had great vision. But his compete level was excellent, and his character was excellent. So, you know, look how it turned out. We were very fortunate.
Yeah, people tried to question his character for a little bit, man. I mean, but his teammates absolutely love him. Like, let the people know, Dale. Let them know about Kaner.
Oh, he's the best. I mean, this kid, you know, he's just want to hug him. You know, he's this lovable guy, and he just cares about his teammates, and he's no problem at all. I mean, they might have had a couple of beers here and there, but who didn't, you know?
Yeah,
Cam hasn't.
Yeah, no, I haven't. No, of course not.
Hey.
Well, I used to have a lot.
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
Hey, listen, of course you did. I mean, what's wrong with that? There's nothing. And you should enjoy your life when you're young and playing in the NHL. But I got to ask you about the Toews draft, though. Yep. Because the Blues take Eric Johnson first overall. Like, how did did you know they were going to take EJ? Apparently that was the consensus, right? I mean, what was your thought on the rankings and the order of those players in that draft?
Johnson and Stahl, I think, went 1-2, right?
Yeah.
And I saw Stahl play in Peterborough a bunch of times, and I saw Eric play a lot of times, and we saw Toews play a lot of times. And, you know, we felt at 3 that if he was there, we would take him. That would have been a difficult decision to make if he wasn't there. I don't know who we would have taken, Johnson or Stahl. Maybe we would have traded up or traded back, get more assets, because that's what we were all about then, accruing assets. We the first couple of years in Chicago, we ended up accumulating 17 picks, 14 picks, 11 picks the first 3 years. So that's how we built that team, with a lot of mid-round picks that really turned out to be really good players for us. Troy Brouwer, Yalmerson, Boland, those guys, Bickle, Bufflin was a late pick, big buff, so.
Jesus. You look at that 2010 team, you're like, God almighty.
Oh, that was a great team. You know what was most impressive with that team? They were just as good off the ice. It was a great. I just saw them last week at Host's retirement. The 7 guys that are still there that played, and then Andrew Ladd came in a trade, and Colin Fraser. And the character was incredible. It was a hard-nosed team too. People didn't ever, when Buff was there and Ladd was there, and the Seabrook. There was a underrated, tough team. Besides their ability to play, they competed hard.
Big Buff will put you on your ass.
Oh yeah. And look,
that's enough about it. Or Pronger.
Oh yeah. Well, he played.
I'll ask myself about
how many guys can play forward or D though, and be just.
He embarrassed me.
Brent Burns is the other guy you think of. Hey, going back to Toews though, because you took him 3rd overall. Backstrom went 4th and Kessel went 5th. But was Backstrom ever in the picture? And yeah, for sure. We had contingency plans for if Toews went 1st or 2nd. Mm-hmm. All those guys came into play. We had kind of when we were drafting, or when I was in charge of the draft, we had always had 5 guys in the window, in the box. And depending on where we were picking and what our needs were, we'd go with one of those 5 guys. And so we gave ourselves a little bit of a cushion in case, something fell through or someone. You can't ever expect things to go in the way you want them to as far as the list is concerned. So it's like a menu, you have to make sure you have the right grouping in that spot where you're picking. Who did you have ranked number 1 in that draft?
Toews.
Did you? Where'd you have EJ?
Right in the mix there in the top 5.
Okay.
All right.
Because was he when you saw EJ?
I don't remember really, but I guess I'm senior moment here. Too.
I know. Hey, that's
I know.
okay.
We
that's
get
okay.
you. We're curious. So
hey, you know what? But Big Walt, Keith Kachuk, he used to always mess with EJ on the plane when EJ walked by him. But we should have drafted Toews.
Oh, Dale. Oh my God, Dale. It was so horrible. It was funny as hell. Yeah. EJ was peacocking around a little bit too. So EJ's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
He's
I really
good
like
kid.
him.
That's funny.
I know him with some of the Team USA stuff, and he's a really good guy. He's a good dude. He's had a great career.
Damn right.
I know. Hey Dale, does it hurt to this day? Like I'm curious how it all went down. Like you're the GM, then all of a sudden they change your title. Stan comes in, and I know he's gotten a lot of the credit for the Stanley Cup run and everything, but specifically that first cup, 2010, because you had your handprints all over it.
Right.
I mean, did it hurt a little bit? And even to this day, the fact that you weren't able to finish the job there as GM.
Of course it did. I mean, I still don't understand why. I mean, I just never understood why. That was the problem. But, Rick Dudley and Mark Bergevin and Mark Kelly and our staff was incredible. And that was what, built that team. And then to have that happen, I was sitting with Bill Torrey at his house when Kane scored that goal in Philadelphia and then slipped it through Leighton. There's another kid that we had drafted. And I think there were like 4 people at the time knew that puck was in the net, and I was one of them. And Bill Torrey invited me to his house, and he knew that was going to be a tough night for me. And when the guys called me from the locker room after the game, en masse, it was a tearjerker for me. It was quite special, Q and the boys.
They called you. They called you after the game.
They called me from the locker room, a couple hours after. They were all well oiled at the time, but it was quite a great feeling.
So, what was the reasoning? Like, why did they make the change? What did they tell you?
That we didn't get along. So, just what are you going to do, right? It's not your bat and ball. You move on. That's all.
Yeah, that McDonough, man.
I was lucky enough to end up going to Florida and having 10-year plus career here as a GM, and I'm still living in Florida and loving life. So
that son.
To it.
Hey, did you get along with Stan? Like you guys get along? Stan?
Yeah. Stan was my assistant. Mm-hmm. He did all the contracts, and we worked together. And I have no issues. I don't hold any grudges. I move on.
Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't. How much do you think of it had to do with the RFA qualifying offer?
Well, that was one. They used that, But the deal is that I had a plan in place, and then they failed to follow up on it. I was sick. I got the Asian flu or something. I was in a week. I was in quarantine. So, but it was just a misunderstanding, and we settled it. fortunately, I had a good relationship with the agents of those players, and we were able to get them signed at a good contract. They probably got us for a little bit more at the front end, but at the back end, they were all tradable at the number we signed them for the AAV. So, the relationship I had with the agents helped the situation. But yeah, that was probably that was their reasoning for doing it, and that's what they did. So
okay, so you took all the heat for it, but let's be honest, Dale. It couldn't have been your fault. Like the GMs I know aren't necessarily sending out the qualifying offers, right? I
had an end date, the May 15th, the bona fide offers go out, and June 15th, the qualifying offers go out. So that was supposed to be done on the 15th of each month, May and June, and that was how I operated every day that I was a GM. That was a mandate, and so I'll just leave it at that.
Man, that's crazy. And then, yeah, because we've had a number of those players on. Listen, it was such a big story at the time. But anybody with a brain, like, kind of has an idea, like, somebody dropped the ball. That can't be on the general manager. Like, the general manager, at the end of the day, you're responsible for it. But, that's why you got to make sure you're trusting the people that are working under you, that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, so.
Yeah, well, fate is a great thing.
Yeah.
I've had, a lot of good things have happened because of fate. So, I got the job by fate, it was fate. How I ended up in Florida was fate. I played golf with Bill Torrey at Old Florida, and we had a good chat, and he was in charge of the search committee, and Bill and I got to talk on the golf course, and we met with Huizinga, and then we met with Cliff Feiner, the owner, and next thing you know, I was a general manager in Florida. Yeah. So it worked out great.
Of course it did.
And now you're golfing with that son.
Last Chicago question, though. Any good story of how you recruited Marian Hossa? Like, how'd you get him to Chicago?
Well, they had won. We felt that he was the missing piece. Again, it's building relationships with agents. I think in the past, the Chicago was not the best with agents. They didn't like agents, and they didn't deal with them very well. But I had a good relationship with Rich Winter. He and I always had great discussions, not only about hockey, but life in general. And Rich and I have become good friends. And so we started working on Hossa because we felt he was the missing piece. The summer before we signed Campbell, that was a big piece for us because we needed a second unit guy that could really skate and get the puck out of the zone, because we had Keith and Seabrook in the first pairing, and then we needed somebody else. And I had a good relationship with Campbell's agent, and then Rich Winter and I started the process, and we kept working and hammering away at it. And we used the Zetterberg contract as a model, and we were able to get it done. And 2 weeks ago, Marian called me and asked me to come to his retirement, jersey thing, and I was so over the moon about it because he and I have developed a great relationship, and he's one of my favorite people, not alone players that ever played the game. He's just a world-class guy. But it was just a real good negotiation between Rich Winter and Marian had a lot to do with it. He's a really smart guy, and he wanted to go and win because he'd missed 2 cups in a row and 2 finals, and then he ends up getting 3 in Chicago. So that was a good thing for him and for us.
Yeah. And you had a good run there in Florida too, man. You drafted some great players.
Right.
A big part of what they are right now when you look at, Barkov. I mean, Huberdeau's no longer there, but Spencer Knight is the future of the goaltending position. You got Ekblad, who you got first overall. You guys had a bunch of first, second, and third overall picks, Dale. So you got to make sure you hit a home run when you're drafting at the top.
You got to get bad, and you got to be able to take the punishment when you get bad. That's the thing. To be really good, you got to be really bad, and when you're really bad, it's very painful. And you got to have thick skin because you're going to get really brutalized in the process. And then when it turns, it turns for a while. So that's what you have to do to be successful in this cap world,
What's the next step for Barkov? He's so good, but is there another level for him?
I would think so. I think that Markey, I saw some flashes of, he's got to start pushing back a little bit. I'd like to see him get, a little more aggressive. He gets pounded a lot. He gets hit a lot. But I think he's got more to give. I mean, he's sick right now, but he's a great player and a great person.
Yeah, he's got that pneumonia going on, man. That's not good, man. Yeah, but hopefully he's rebounding and he's going to be okay. I
just went through it myself. It's terrible. I mean, 2-3 weeks and you're back. You can't just hurt. Can hardly breathe.
I know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And I'm glad you're feeling healthy now.
I'm gonna start drinking again.
Well, that's what I do.
Well, you can start doing it now during the show.
Because then you don't know if you're just hungover or you got pneumonia. You're like, I'm just whatever.
Right.
You just find a way to move on. You gotta play through it.
Yeah.
Hey, the Bobrovsky signing. Some people try to be critical, but at the time, man, this guy was a 2-time Vezina winner. He was a big fish.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, he still has some good games, and he didn't play well the first year, and he played well last year, and he's had up and down this year, but he's still very capable. They're good goaltending is not their issue. Spencer Knight's going to be a star, I think, and he's already shown some glimpses of that. And no one works harder than this kid. No one's more dedicated than Knight. But Bobo's a good goalie. He just he gets on fire, and then he can carry a team.
Yeah, goaltending's so unpredictable.
It's so
odd,
you know.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you didn't play much in the Summit Series, but you're a part of the team. Like, explain that. Like, that was pretty wild stuff, right?
Yeah, really. It was communism against capitalism.
Yeah.
No
shit.
And we grew to hate them.
Well, unfortunately, now I think a lot of people kind of still do what's going on.
Yeah. It's it was. I mean, just to be a part of that. Mm-hmm. I got picked in that team because John Ferguson. I used to skate in Montreal in the summer at this La Prairie rink, and Fergie skated Mondays. We played a bunch of Cournoy and a bunch of guys, Lapointe and Gilbert and we played hockey on Monday nights, and then we'd go for dinner and wine after. And then I said to Fergie, I said, I'd like to be a part of this team. And so I was thrown in the mix when the guys from the WHA, when Bobby Hull and Gordie Howe, those guys couldn't play, they had room for other guys like me, So I was only 21 at the time, and it was a great learning experience. And I was out in Vancouver a few days ago with Dennis Hull and Ivan Cournoy and Peter Mahavlich, and Peter and I have become dear friends, and there's a friendship there. There's a kinship that you'll never be able to explain it. What we went through in Russia to pull this off was incredible. They sabotaged our food, they phoned our rooms every hour in the hour. They did everything to disrupt everything we were trying to do, and we still came out on top. It was a pretty amazing story.
Hey, listen, I'll go back to Florida real quick. How'd you convince Quenneville I don't know how much convincing it took, but you guys are so tight, man, and you guys go way back.
I met him in Naples at a Chili's over there. We were incognito, we met over there.
At a Chili's?
He said, well, there weren't many options on Merkel that off 90 or 75 there, so we were in there, yakking away, and told him how much we wanted him, and the owner Vinny Viola was on board right from the beginning when I told him I could convince him to come, and so we made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and that's, the rest is history.
Wow. Listen, I gotten to know Joel real well too, man. I mean, he was the first coach I covered in covering the NHL when I first started, started covering the Blues. He is such a good guy. I feel like he's gotten a little bit of a raw deal here, man, this whole situation. Do you see him coaching again? And,
yes,
what do you think of the situation he's in right now?
Well, I mean, I hope it works out for him. He wants to coach, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's never said that to me, but, we talk once a month at least now. And, I mean, we talk hockey, and, the feeling is that he's still young and still full of energy, and I think there's a want to still come back and do it. So that's a feeling I get. He's never said that, so I don't deal in speculation. So I think you'll see him behind the bench someday. I just don't know when.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think he does 100% want to coach, and he should coach, man. I mean, this guy is a true legend in the game, man. I mean, he shouldn't have to go out like that.
He's really good at it, and he's fun to be around. The players love him. He's fair but firm. He's very, very firm, but he's very fair.
And he knows his horses. He knows his horses.
No shit. Oh yeah, does he ever?
Hey, but what makes him so good? I'm curious because coaching makes such a difference in the NHL. It's I mean, you could say the same thing about football and some of these, but I know you have to have the players, man. But he is one of those guys that truly makes a difference.
You listen to him when he speaks, and he's committed to. He has a plan, right, wrong, or indifferent. That plan is the plan, and you better not defer from it. You better stick to it, and if you stick to it, it works. And that's how it operates. And when you leave the rink, it's when you get there, it's all business. When you're away from it, you got to have fun too, and that's what he has, a really good balance. And he, like I said, at the rink, it's all business, and there's the plan, and you better hop to it, and you better pay attention. And he'll blow the whistle. They're out there, get down, do some push-ups or whatever. There's discipline. There's also a chance for him to, he'll take the team to Vegas. He knows when to push the buttons, and he knows when to lay off. He's got a great ability to do that, and he's stubborn, and that's what all good coaches and chefs are. They're stubborn.
Yeah, I remember them going to Vegas a couple times, and we always hear everything when you're playing maybe in the same division. And we're like, they're kicking ass on the ice, and then now they get to go to Vegas for a couple extra days. Right. We're like, damn. That's what happens when you're good.
Joel wanted to go to Vegas as much as
Joel
the players
wanted to
did.
go there too,
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Hey, listen, also, I want you to set the record straight on a couple things. The Vegas expansion draft, you guys lose, you traded Riley Smith in the 4th-round pick to prevent them to convince them to take Marchessault, who was coming off a 30-goal season. He obviously has been a huge part of their success in Vegas. Yeah. Take us inside what the thought process was.
If I had to do it over again, we felt that defense, we were weak. We had right shot D, and we protected more defense, and we felt that we were more, we didn't have enough D. And if hindsight's 20/20, Marchessault would have commanded $5-6 million, which he did. We probably couldn't afford him. And Riley was a really good player, good two-way player. And, we made a decision to go the other way, and it wasn't the best decision. So, God bless them. They're having great years and great careers in Vegas, and Florida went on to win the President's Cup last year. So, good things happen, and sometimes you question your moves. And I think people learned the second time with Seattle to do a better job of protecting those players. But
did you know Marchessault was that good? And how hard is that as a GM to just know you made a mistake and it's kind of in your face every day, man? That's got to be difficult, right?
I'm happy for him. He's a good kid, and he's earned it. He was a chubby guy, could score goals. Wasn't great defensively, but he got himself in shape. He got a new contract, and look what he's doing. So God bless him.
There you go. Yeah. And
I like to see people succeed, and I'm happy for that guy. He and Riley both. So,
hey, you weren't the GM when Gallant got fired, right? I mean, when that whole we had Gallant on with us, and he said hey, the way it was presented in the press was not necessarily accurate.
I've been blessed, I had Gallant and Quenneville, two guys that just love to death. They're great people, and that was not, that was a owner decision, and. Okay. And that was the end of it,
Yeah, I know. You're too smart for that. Yeah, I know. Dale, I know. It's like you got so much respect, man. So many people like you around the league, and everybody talks so highly of you. It's like some decisions just don't seem to add up, man. But talking to you, it's it's obvious. Some things are out of your control, even when you're a GM, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Like the old, it's owners own and managers manage, coaches coach, scouts. It's what happens is when, other people cross their boundaries, and then things start to get messed up. That's what happens.
Would you ever want to manage again, or are those days over?
In the right situation, I would. I'm healthy. I feel great. I still have the capacity to do it. And I still know the game. I'm still watching a lot of games. And Jimmy Rutherford has been great in taking me on. And I just look forward to going to games and watching games, and whatever it is, that's what's going to happen,
Cam, tell them what happens
usually
when you come on.
We kind of embrace that on this podcast. You'll probably get some phone calls here soon, just so you know.
After you come on.
Just be prepared. I'm serious.
Hey, Jim Rutherford got the job after coming on here, Hey, but that's been kind of a little bit of a, let's be honest, let's call it what it is. I mean, a lot of drama coming out of Vancouver. What's your take on, I know you're working with them now.
Yeah, so but I'm
is
not.
Is it as bad as it looks from the outside? What's going on there?
No, Jimmy's put together a great staff now. We've worked from, cleaning up the top, fixing the top, and Jimmy and Patrick, and then, we've got a good staff, and we're starting to work through it. And it's just a matter of time now. We can fix, start working on the depth chart and getting the, whatever needs to be fixed, and go from there. But no, that's all. There's, the press out there. I lived it for 3 years in Vancouver. Is they can be hard on you.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you by experience, but it's good. Everything's going to fall into place here pretty soon. So we're excited about what's going to happen.
Hey, you know what else you were good at is TV, man. Like, I mean, you had some hilarious lines. I remember Sean Hill getting hit by a puck on the inside of the knee. Replay showed that
I said that now.
Oh my God!
What'd he say?
So the replay showed that it hit him right in the balls.
Oh,
and he said, "Oh, it doesn't look like it was the knee; it was the weenie."
What happened was that afternoon I had talked to my youngest daughter, Kristen. She was at her cousin's birthday party. She was about 8 or 9. And Charlie, my nephew, got hit in the. And Kristen said, Charlie got hit in the peenie with the baseball about 3:30 that afternoon. So I go to the game in Ottawa, and that when a guy gets hit in the in the sack, and and Foley, who was the best partner you could have, goes, "It's like he got it in the left knee," and I said, "It wasn't the left knee, it wasn't the right knee, it was the we," and he spit the bit, and out the booth he went. He was down the hall, and and then they dropped the puck.
The dead air.
A dead air for about a minute. So that's how that went.
Did you ever look to get back into TV though? Like any other opportunities?
No.
Okay.
No, I did that. I've done that. I was running out of gas, making up stuff.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The team's bad. You're working for the team. What are you going to say? After a while, you're tired of lying.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, all the best. Hey, can you set the scene for us? Like, what kind of setup do you have there in Florida? Are you on the water? Like, do you have?
No, I've got a bit of a lake behind. I got a nice lake behind me. I've got a hot tub and a pool. I'm sitting out there. And we're in a good spot.
How's the gator situation?
No gators.
Oh, really?
A couple of otters. We got a couple of otters.
So the dog could run free, and if the lake in your backyard, if you had a doggy, it could run and jump in that lake, and you're like, meh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Are you sure you're in Florida?
Yeah, where are you at, man?
Are you in Vancouver?
Are you North Florida?
No, I'm in Boca.
Wow. All right. I'm just curious on that.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Don't you ever take a GM job and take you out of Boca, unless Boca gets a team.
You're gonna miss that sun.
I'll go anywhere. Don't worry about it.
Well, your phone's gonna be calling, and people are gonna be calling you. So just be ready.
I'll give you a percentage.
No
there
doubt.
you go.
We'll
there
negotiate that later.
Hey, all the best.
Yeah.
Happy holidays to you and your family too, man. How many kids and grandkids do you have? How many kids and grandkids?
No, we don't have. We have 2 daughters. One's an attorney in Chicago, and one's in L.A. working for Roku.
Okay.
Nice.
She just wrote a novel, and so our kids are great. We're doing really well, and I've been blessed. It's been a wonderful life.
Yeah, no
Good
question.
for you,
Lots
man.
to be proud of, man.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy the holidays.
Thanks
Thanks
again.
a lot.
See you, Dale.
All right, see you guys.
See you, Dale. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the winter. Now, back to the interview. All right, that was Dale Tallon, man.
Cool cat.
Really cool. He's accomplished a lot. He's been around for a long time. A lot of people like this guy, man. I'll tell you that. Like, he is, he's kind of one of those guys. Like, when you think about, and not in a negative way, Cam, because sometimes when you use the phrase good old boys club, it's not necessarily done in a positive light.
Yeah, I get that.
But he's kind of like a good old boy, you know what I'm saying? Like guys like him from the old school. Yeah.
And he made a lot of friends. And it's always people that and they trust you and things like that. And that guy's probably got stories for days. Like, he just has a lot of knowledge. He's been through a lot in different aspects and different sectors of hockey too. Like the broadcasting realm. And
he did it for 16 years.
He played. He did this, and then the golf, and then he's got a connection with.
He did that for 16 years.
That's a lot of
That's
shit.
a long time, man.
I know. Like, we're in radio. Like, for me, like, you've been in the game for a long time, Andy. You have. Like, you've been doing this with Bernie Miklos back in fucking 2000 yonder. What,
2000.
99, 2000.
I was an intern.
Right when I was playing juniors, started to play big time junior, you were interning.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our career the exact same way.
Yeah.
You know, yours was more athletic, but it was still the same thing.
Not to just say this, but I remember sitting down with the boss, head general manager at KMOX Radio, which is like a legendary radio station.
Yeah, that was big dog shit, no doubt.
And I was interning there, and he's like, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to cover the National Hockey League." He's like, "You're not gonna have." He said, "You're not gonna be able to do that here."
Radio is so.
They're like, "You're not gonna be able to do that here. You're gonna have to go somewhere else." I'm like, "Really?"
And I'm like,
"Yeah, I can."
Fuck you. Sorry, that pisses me off, Andy.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard the same thing. Well, you got to do it this way, and you got to do it that way. What?
And they would downplay. Oh,
Like,
well, you just cover hockey.
No, I'm just gonna I'm gonna do my own then, and that's exactly what you did.
Right.
Like, I chirp you with the athletics, but no, you. That's why I want you to brag about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, what you started right when I started, basically the same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You had to deal with these asshole. I see this. They're the cockiest. This is how you do it. Howard Stern went through it. Dude, like, you know how everybody that's successful,
And
that's
they really
independent,
haven't even accomplished.
they
it.
don't know shit. Everybody in radio that's ever been successful that I've ever met didn't go by the rules with this bullshit. Or like the cool guys like did their own thing. Meaning like you might be really good and do the same thing as everybody else, and I get that. But the guys that veered off were always told that it'll never work out. You have to go by this, and it's such a falsehood. It's crazy, man. Same shit. Like, no, you got to do this. No, be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be yourself. Do your thing. I don't know.
I was like, whatever. That's what I'm gonna do. It's all, You'll
never be this. What? Like, how do you know?
And I'd go to the rink, and there's like nobody
hate
really
that.
covering the team. I'm like, well,
you're just your loner.
I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I just went and did it.
And meet the guys. You met the guys. You have a relationship with them. That brings clout. Now you have leverage on something like, fine, I don't need to go to you. I'll go to the guy
Well, then
because
you
I know
start
him.
breaking stories.
I
Now
know.
you start having all the information, right?
No, I know. See, this is what I like about you, Andy. Like that kind of stuff. You, like, I might see the difference. Like, I don't belittle you for any of this shit.
No.
I don't. I honestly don't.
You think my sister-in-law is listening today?
No, she needs to fucking know. Or I might. Your brother? Is it your brother?
Mm-hmm.
I might smack his ass around a little bit in front of her and be like, "Hey, listen, you keep talking." I'm joking. But it's kind of like, no, but like, always pump your tires. You went through and you did it on your own, and I respect the shit out of you for that. I'll chirp you.
You
for
did
a lot
too.
Of stuff.
I've always said, like I say it
I think
publicly.
you denounce me a
I've
lot. I
said,
don't like. I get a lot of attention. That's fine.
You don't
need to
it
humble
from me.
You need to
I've
humble
said
me.
Cam is the most successful, the biggest success story of any NHL player to ever come out of St. Louis.
Yeah,
I've said that,
I know you have, and you've always stuck.
and
up
I've
for
said
me.
it publicly.
But
dude.
you've been crazy lately with stuff, and that's why I have to like have some sort of rebuttal.
Hey.
You know, it's all good. Who cares?
People
We
love
just
it.
want to entertain
People
you
love
guys.
it, dude.
Although he's not joking when he says it.
What's your 2022 cocktail? Your Christmas cocktail? Your holiday cocktail? What is it? Because you're
Yeah.
gonna have to do a video. We got to put this out.
Oh, I'm gonna have some good wine, man.
No, that's not the cocktail I'm looking for.
I like sangria.
Ugh.
I do. I like sangria.
That reminds me of like prison
I like,
juice.
I like.
That's like prison juice.
I like coffees and Baileys. I like what's the
Don't the
when cousin Eddie goes and eggnog with a little bit of goddamn.
I'm putting some stuff in there.
I like eggnog. My tummy can handle it.
No, I use the non-dairy kind.
I'll drink Bloody Marys out the wazoo. I'll drink mimosas out the wazoo.
I threw up on
I'll
Mother's
drink
Day. I threw up on
wine.
Mother's
I'll
Day
drink booze.
in the morning after having a cigar and a Bloody Mary. on
Cigars
Mother's
make
Day.
me fucked up more than anything.
It made me throw up in the morning.
But yeah, and then it stinks my.
What are you getting me for the holidays?
I'm gonna get you something for sure, and Brody, and Jason.
Yes. Do you guys need
I'm getting
anything
Jason
from
some
First Form?
We gotta hook him up, dude.
We do.
We gotta hook up.
I'm gonna hook him up with a Cam Strick hat.
Look what I'm wearing right now. It's all First Form. I'm all decked.
I know.
I wear the comfiest. Goddamn. I look like
Look at
fucking
you.
goofy, but no, I look
I'll
good.
send. Hey, listen, get those Cam Strick hats though, man. They're great stocking
with,
stuffers.
they're awesome. I kind of want a couple more of them bad boys.
Okay.
They look good.
Well, maybe we'll see what I can scrounge up this year for the holidays.
Yeah, Santa.
See what I have.
Yeah, I know.
God,
God, today though, fucking Mondays, man. You look like shit today. I'm not gonna
Don't
lie.
I?
You do.
Like
you had a
what?
long weekend. Your eyes are beat up.
I know.
You look fucking baggy-eyed. Yep.
Do I?
Yeah, so do I.
I'll have to use my disco stick.
Oh, yeah. Put that on your eyes.
Yeah, my disco stick.
See, Andy's on TV, man.
Does great
It's like,
things
fuck.
for my... No.
It adds stress.
I don't put it on right before...
You look good. You're not that bad. Don't worry about
No?
that because you're on TV
Like,
tonight.
look at-
Are you on TV tonight?
Is it that bad?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, just put some clear. You're not. No, because I want you to be fucking stressed out. Like I would never text you during your thing and be like, "Hey, fuck."
I had a long weekend.
You can't do that. I would never do that to you. Although if I was on live, and you'd probably chirp me and make me feel down, I'd fuck up.
Yeah.
But I would never do that to you.
Okay.
Only on here
I wouldn't do that to you.
in the radio.
Yeah. I would not do that to you.
You would.
Do you do Christmas
you
carols?
What?
You have Christmas. You live in that little neighborhood that would have Christmas carols.
Fantasyland. Yeah.
Do they come around and they wear like the old school like
Yeah, they come.
dresses and gowns?
Yeah.
They're dressed like wise.
And I'll be like, "What's up? What
They're like, get him out of the neighborhood.
They like me. Kate and I, how could they not like us, man? We do stuff there.
We don't know.
We are nice to everybody.
Okay.
We talk. I'm like their biggest ambassador.
Are you?
St. Albans?
Yeah.
Who is? Mike
Well-
Martz?
Oh, he lives out there.
Yeah. And then he's just a member.
You know, he lives out there.
Does he live there?
Yeah,
too?
he's living there. You know, he and I knew
He's
him
cool, man.
relatively
I heard
well.
he's cool.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Ricky Hummel. I don't think they want me to say that. Who's out there though? I don't want to.
Who cares? Mike
Well,
Martz.
people do care.
No one's going out there. Mike Martz looks like Mrs. Doubtfire.
He does. He does. That's a chirp, Andy.
Oh.
Robin Williams, God rest her soul.
Oh,
But
God.
he's still looking
Brilliant
like a woman.
actor who I never appreciated till his later years. I
didn't like his stand-up.
I didn't like Mork and Mindy.
I didn't like his
I didn't like
stand-up.
Mork and Mindy, that TV show.
I didn't like his
No,
stand-up.
he was too goofy.
Yeah, I like his movies because he was so talented. I like him when he was serious.
I like Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
He was pretty funny. Got to know his wife.
that's why you like him.
She was hilarious. Jenny McCarthy, man, I loved her. Knew her sister.
Yeah, well, Danny Hino.
Danny.
Yeah,
Hino.
Andy knows his sister because he interviewed Dan Hino. Meanwhile, me and Danny boy, we're our fuck. That was
We
my
drank
boy.
Patron one night.
Me
My
and
wife
Danny
and I.
boy, that's my dog, and he knows it.
We drank Patron one night.
Danny was my dog.
Dog.
Fuck, was he fun?
Why don't you get into coaching or scouting or anything?
Because I kind of like doing what we're doing.
What would you
Andy,
teach
Can we
the
just
guys?
keep building this up?
What would you teach the guys? Guys, I want to go over a few things with you.
I don't know.
If you don't mind, come on over.
I don't know.
Guys-
I think I'd have to study the game a little bit differently.
Guys, bring it in, okay?
I'd be a very good motivator. I think the guys will listen.
Would you want to read the lineup card?
What about
What do you think of Reaver?
What? That's just too.
What do you think of that? He's gonna
He-
lose his voice, dude.
Yeah, I think the guys would probably like tone it down.
Would that pump you up? They went out and won on a shootout that night. They probably would have lost the game if he didn't do that.
Yeah,
You think that was probably like the difference?
I remember having to beat it. I had to do that a lot too.
Would you scream?
No, I tried to be.
When
more
did that
funny.
become a thing? Where like,
I tried to be more funny. I think. Where I just be like, let's go. What do we got here? Blah blah blah. Blah. You know, something like that. Like just kind of.
yeah,
He's just wild and he does his thing.
me too.
I like Reeve Dog. Listen, Reaver puts on a show in front of the camera and stuff, but if he came in here, he'd be like, what's up, man?
Oh, he'd be cool.
He'd be
as
like, let's
shit.
go do something.
Yeah.
He'd be cool.
I know. I ran into
Yeah.
him in Vegas one night.
And he's got the best stories when it comes to this stuff. It's always like I ran into him, so it's not like he did something with him. You know?
Oh, dude, I went to Boys and Girls Club, Matthew's Dickey here with him one time too.
Oh, at a charity event?
No,
That's
we were
awesome.
doing a sit down for Black History Month.
Yeah, charity event.
And no,
Oh.
there's nobody there. It was like closed down. And he got a phone call from Army while we were hanging out. And Army told him he was suspended for 2 games.
That's cool.
Yeah. Maybe that'll go in the book one day, Cam. Would you like to write my foreword?
Jesus. Yeah.
Would you?
Somebody
Somebody just asked me to write a foreword
For a book?
Yeah. And I'm actually going to do it.
This podcast's been long enough, man. Like, I'm fucking tired, dude.
I'm
Let's
tired.
go.
Hey, listen.
These poor people are like driving their cars around. They're like, okay, you
They
guys
love
are like,
it.
You guys are fucking like, let's tidy this thing up and put a bow on it, okay?
Well, you could put a bow on it.
Just go. We're
Let's
done.
go.
What
you
do we got?
What you got?
We got Hair Club. Check it out. You got your first farm. I tell you what.
Hairclub.com,
Yeah,
baby.
hairclub.com.
Hairclub.com/Cam Strick, 800-279-7878. First farm.
First farm. I drink that protein in the morning.
Yes.
The protein in the morning.
Makes you feel good, eh?
Yeah, it does. My veins pop out a little bit.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah, they makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm. Firstform.com/Cam Strick. Make sure you use our link.
Please use that.
That
It
is the
helps
most
us out,
important
please,
thing.
And thank you.
Please
we want to keep this
use our
goddamn
link.
thing going.
Yes, and check
Let's go.
out the shaker cups, all the apparel.
all
It's
that
not
shit.
just the incredible, supplements and everything else they have going on. It really is quite an amazing experience when you go to firstform.com. We're going to be doing some stuff out there very soon, too.
Hell yeah.
First Farm. Sparks Skate Sharpener. Man, Cam, this will change your life. Sparks, use that promo code Cam and Strick and get it into your house. And again, they have plenty of inventory. They'll ship it out to you right away. Sparks.com, SPARX. It's the best skate sharpener on the market. You can have it inside your own house. CarShield and CarShield.com, 800-857-2481. Use that promo code Cam. I know it's very embarrassing, but do it. It's going to save you 10%. Get that protection. Get that protection from CarShield and do it too.
CarShield.
Waggleandwaggle.com. WAGGLE. Get your waggleon.com. Hey, who wouldn't love fresh, new golf apparel for the holidays? Get yourself or that special someone in your life and get them some Waggle golf apparel, man, including the winter line. They've got the hoodies, the quarter zips, the hats, all of that stuff. So check that out. Bellman and Bellman.com. Say hi to Dan.
Dan boy.
Kenny.
Ken boy.
And, of course,
Dale boy.
Dale. And at Bellman, you don't get it anyway.
Swinging dick.
There you go.
They all
So check
know that.
out Bellman. Bellman.com.
Good old boys.
Out there in Troy, Missouri, Buick GMC on one side of the
people.
street. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right on the other side of the street as well. We got the hats online from Victor Hockey, our friends
Check
over
them
there,
bad boys
Adam
out.
and everybody from
Yeah,
Victor
damn
Hockey,
right.
CamandStrick.com. Again, this has been Dale Tallon on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. We hope everybody has a great, great weekend. We'll see you
Love you
soon,
guys. Love all
everybody.
y'all.